Alright, so what I'm gonna do, we're gonna go over a quick recap, and then we'll jump into it. Alright. Oh yeah, for those of you who we just had a small discussion last week. I mean, it wasn't a session; it was just a little a chat or whatever. So as we go through the weeks, I might have some one-on-one sessions with some of you, just to kind of flesh out your backstory a bit more and um, make things slightly more interesting and tie things together and whatever else. But yeah, we'll get to that. All right. Jumping in. So,
Great.
we'll start off where Grohl manages to land a few hard blows, but is quickly overwhelmed with the final strike coming from Beardrick. As Grohl goes down, he points a finger in a northerly direction and giving the drow female a bit of a knowing look. So soon, you hear the female drow rush towards the bed. She manages to flip it first and grab hold of a rolled parchment, which you assume is the map, and rushes towards the door as more goblin folk fill the passage outside. As she almost reaches the exit of the chamber, she reaches into a pouch at her side, pulling out a small vial. She throws it into the center of the room, and it smashes as a huge plume of smoke instantly fills the room within a 20-foot radius. One of the last goblins attacking you, Adar, and Daenerys managed to land a hard bow shot on you, Adar, before trying to rush away. In pain and anger, you cast Hellish Rebuke on the creature before it's able to escape, melting the poor thing with the heat of the innate magical flames. And with that, you and Daenerys are finally able to move forward into the ruined castle. Jacques, you then also enter the bedchamber, and you all try, surround, and attack the drow without actually being able to see her. So soon, feeling and following the wall in the direction the dark elf moved before she threw the smoke bomb, you rush her and manage to grab the map and quickly move off into the smoke, threatening to punch the map if she does not desist. In the smoke, it's really difficult to see, and no one is able to land a blow. In a voice that sounds unerringly just like King Grohl, she says, "We've got the map, we've got 'em, men! Stick the pig fuckers!" Moving past the goblins, rushing into the smoke-filled room, she reaches up to her ear and turns back to the room. Giving a small regretful chuckle, she says, "Well, this is going to be expensive," as she proceeds to throw a small red object that starts off as a small pea, glowing bright red, roaring as it passes through the air into the chamber, landing in the middle of the room. A huge fireball goes off. Jacques, Beardrick, and Galrin go down with the force of the blast, burnt and fatally hurt. The rest of you in the room only barely making it through. And all goblins within the blast radius are obliterated. The blast of the fireball sets all burnable objects in the room alight, including the map you are holding so soon. It also blasts the smoke away, clearing the room of the smoke bomb. Daenerys and Adar, in the meantime, come rushing toward the sound of battle and the direction of the goblin reinforcements took. While rushing through the particular room that looks to be some sort of a barracks or guard sleeping quarters, scratching and screeching could be heard coming from a large reinforced door in the south section of the room. The drow keeps moving, but you, Sassoon, not liking a quarry getting away, your predatory instincts kick in, and you give chase, catching her in the broken down, roofless corner of the castle. A scuffle breaks out where you get knocked down. She gives you another blow to the head, causing you to auto-fail 2 death saves. Emma leading the healing, the down party members are quickly revived. So soon you are brought back quickly enough to continue the chase of the drow. You try and bait her, but she does not fall for it as she keeps retreating. Thinking better of chasing this time, you wait for your allies to regroup. Just give me 2 seconds. This rat is somewhere where it's not supposed to be. Hey, are you crazy? Alright. You all regroup in the owlbear door, outside the owlbear door, and manage to come to some sort of rudimentary understand. Oh no, wait. Sorry. You all regroup. There's supposed to be a comma there. Open the owlbear door and manage to come to some sort of rudimentary understanding with a large angry creature. Here, the party splits. Some of you follow the owlbear, whilst others search some of the rooms. The owlbear quickly locates the last bit of goblin resistance outside the broken down castle, and with savage intent, the owlbear charges, ripping and tearing. Those of you following quickly join the fray, and in no time, the small bit of resistance is wiped out, or retreating. So, standing in the pouring cold rain on top of the stairs leading into the ruined castle, you all gather and catch your breaths. The cold rains washing away the blood and gore. Some of your wounds are still open and bleeding profusely. What would the party like to do at this point? So, just to give another brief description, the owlbear have chased the remaining resistance over the cliff edge. It's looking badly hurt and wounded. Arrows sticking out of it, deep cuts. It's like you can see blood dripping down with the rainwater. It kind of, now that the adrenaline of the moment is dying down, just pretty much takes a few steps in the direction of the stairs. There's not much where else it can go, but it takes a few steps in the direction of the stairs. Gives you guys a look, and with a big cry of triumph, it goes to lie down in the wet ground.
Asking for a friend. How many XP do you get if you kill an owlbear?
You have to try and find out what happens.
How many XP do we have if we kill the person that spoke now?
All right. So you can all adjust your current XP to your current total is going to be. You can all change this now. After everything, I've added everything from last session. 7,274.
Nice.
2,274. I'll quickly copy that into the chat.
I can't do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna paste it into the chat now.
Thank you.
We're not in combat now, right?
No. So we're out of combat. It's quiet. Besides the rain that's going, that's falling around you. What would you guys like to do at this point?
So can I move freely?
Yeah. We're not looking at the map or anything. This is all theater of the mind now, unless I tell you to. So it's all open mind.
Okay, then I'm going to. I see the owlbear on the ground, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I am then going to run up to him, touch him.
Alright, well, you run up to him. You see him kind of look at you a bit hesitantly. It's sitting there breathing heavily, but its guard still looks to be up. Its muscles are tense as you approach.
Okay, can I try to speak to him?
Yeah, you tell me what you want to do.
Well, I would like to basically tell him that I want to help him. I'm not here to hurt him. I want to help cure his wounds.
Okay, he hears you talking. You can see his head cocks with your words, like gives a slight turn like this, and then another turn, almost very bird-like. But its stance doesn't change much.
Okay. Then I will move. Sorry.
No, you can finish.
I can move back then, give him his space, and cast healing word on 3rd level.
Do you have spells left?
On 3rd level, yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, so you cast healing word.
I'm just saying, Sasuna's also down on the ground, lying behind you, but it's okay. Care for the owlbear.
Oh, well, you're knocked out.
Yeah.
I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet.
No, I'm just joking.
Okay, so I'm going to use healing word then on the owlbear.
All right. You can roll some healing word.
17 heal. 17?
70.
17.
Oh, 17. Sorry. Okay.
No.
Yeah. You see the look, firstly a look of surprise as you go to cast the spell. This moonlight almost pushing the rain away slightly. You see it bend as this ball of luminescent energy crosses the open field towards the owlbear, and as it envelops it, the owlbear not having really energy to resist or move away, kind of just tenses as it approaches, but as it envelops it, you can immediately see the look of relief on its face as some of the wounds start to heal up and a lot of the bleeding stops. Still a few arrows stuck in it, but it's looking a little better.
Okay, then can I please, who is all badly injured? I know Bedrick is. I am. I've only got 6 HP left, and then Sassoon, right?
No, I'm not, as I roll over in pain and suffering.
Uh-huh. Alright, then I will, I'll just quickly check something. Is Sassoon on brink of death or what?
Didn't you-
I'm unconscious but stable.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're stable. I think. Yeah.
And nobody else can do healing.
No.
I could try, but it's only
I'll pretty much wake up in 2 hours, so
No.
Yeah, that's if we don't have another battle. Okay, then I will cast Cure Wounds on 3rd level on Bedrick.
But you don't have a 3rd level left, do you? Or how many 3rd level spells do you have?
2.
2. Okay. All right. But have you used both of them already? Oh no, wait. But you only have 3rd level because you've reached level 5. That's the only reason you have.
That's right.
Correct.
All right, fair enough. Okay, I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine.
The distress of the battle
21 healing. Sorry?
the distress of the battle
sorry.
unlocks its power in you.
Yeah, exactly. You through the this rather intense situation and this battle and seeing so many of your companions go down, you feel this inner strength come over you as you pray to your goddess and for inner strength, and she grants you that.
Okay. Well,
No,
ek
that's
is
okay.
eintlik net befok want hulle het die deur gemaak.
That as well, yeah.
Alright, so the Bedrick 21 healing for Bedrick.
Nice. Okay, so Bedrick, you got about 21.
And then, yeah, and then I will take my healing potion that I got in the owlbear room and give it to Sassoon.
Oh,
don't. Okay. Sorry, I'm knocked out. Sorry.
You're unconscious. All right. So, Sassoon, roll for me. I just want to see what potion. I think it's just a regular potion of healing, so 2d4 plus 2.
Okay, give them, yeah. And I'll stay on 6 hit points.
5 plus 2 is 7.
All right. So you as Daenerys pulls down the potion of healing, you immediately come to consciousness as you feel some of your wounds, and especially your head, feel slightly better, but you still have this ringing pain that's you got a really hard knock to the head.
Did we get?
Say that
I think
again.
Adar also, somebody else found healing potion.
Did I get healed or what?
Yeah,
How much?
21.
So as you come to consciousness,
I'm done.
Sassoon, what did you say?
Did we get the elf?
The elf?
The dog
I
elf.
did get the elf.
Threw a grenade into a room.
No, I'm sorry, Sassoon, we did not get the elf. But she went that way.
But you're not.
Okay, I walk over to the owlbear and tell him there's one more. Get up.
You see him look at you. Roll an animal handling, because I know you'll be using some form of motion with your hands.
I'm using the app and I don't know. Skills.
Yeah, it should be under
Animal
skills.
handling.
Yeah.
$17.
Nice. So it looks at you, it sees your intent and it does. It gets up off the ground. You see it take a bit of a lumbering movement to stand up, and it shakes itself as the rain and water just and it splashes all over you as well. You can make a saving throw if you wish to try and dodge out the way.
Dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, although you are pretty wet already. Wet cat.
Well,
Very unhappy.
12, but I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. If it's dodging water, I'm not.
Yeah, well, it wasn't a high DC. You easily enough just step back as it starts to shake itself off and look at you intently. It looks like it understood your motion to get up, but not more than that. It's kind of just standing there. It looks a little bit lost at this point. It's not. Yeah, it's got a bit of a blank stare at this moment. It's a bit. It's not sure what you really want from it, but it understands that you're not there to hurt. It's got healing from Emma. He saw it coming from her, and he's that level of trust is slow. You can sense it's slowly growing. It doesn't look as tense.
I'm like, I don't know which direction either.
All right. Yeah, the amount of time that had passed, I mean, it has been maybe a few minutes, not much, 5 to 10, since you managed to get out and you guys got bogged down with the resistance. There is, if you'd like to try chase after, that's an option, or yeah, it's up to you what you guys want to do.
Ador does not think it's a good idea to chase. I think we should sort out or scan the castle first and then get away from this place as quick as possible so we can have a long rest at a nice safe place.
Yeah, what's the state
The
of
best word you could have ever said, Adder.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree completely.
Since Ador and Daenerys came through the kitchen, past the kitchen, is there like a piece of meat or some rack of lamb
Yeah.
or whatever we can throw to the owl?
Yeah, we'll get into there now. Sorry, Jacques, you wanted to say something?
I just wanted to find out what the state of Jacques is and what he can do to help in this situation. I don't know.
Well-
I think you said he was downed.
Yeah, no, he wasn't downed. He's not looking great, but he's
Yeah.
not down.
Okay, cool. So he's just gonna.
I think that you were down, but then I think I had to roll with disadvantage for some reason, and then that damage never happened.
Okay.
Something
I'm
like
having
that, yeah.
Vague flashbacks now. Yeah. Cool. Hearing the suggestion that we get the fuck out of here, he's like, yeah. He's full of tiny little needle holes from these fucking goblins that had him in a corner.
Yeah, you got
Um,
tons of cuts on you.
yeah, he's ready to get out of here.
That's very French of you.
But yeah, Adar, you move off, thinking of perhaps giving the owlbear something to eat. You go into the kitchens or the area you saw that the you kind of ran through or saw the goblins coming from, and there is meat there. It doesn't look too great. It's all manner of bloody implements that are lying about, these blunt-looking knives and butcher block with just smatterings of blood. It looks like there's some sort of a corny substance that might be like a gruel in the one pot that's busy bubbling, and it gives a very bad smell. It's not a good smelling room, let's put it that way. But you do find it's a piece of meat, like it looks quite big. It was busy roasting over the fire. It has a strange, I mean, it's like a hunk of with bones on the end, like quite big. Like it looks pretty not big, but like it's sinewy-ish. It looks like a leg of some sort of creature or something. But it's on the there's like a open pit of fire and like one of those turning metal spit things that it's busy that someone was obviously busy turning, and now it's kind of busy charring underneath. Even this doesn't smell great.
Is there a pot or something I can make tea in?
I'm sure I mean, you guys have camping. No, well, not camping equipment. You have basic equipment that I'm sure you'd have a pot to boil water or something if you want. I mean, you made the Radoth's tea as well. So I mean, before you went in, so you guys will have your own implements that you could use if you want.
Do we have tea left?
You had one dose that you gave to the goblin.
Yeah. No, we used all the tea. We used the last tea before battle. Because again, you weren't looking great.
No. What you guys were exhausted from the night of very bad. You couldn't. You were pretty. All of you were pretty much exhausted because you didn't get any sleep, and it was nice ice cold. In fact, it's still pretty freezing. And as you make your way into the entryway, you also see Galrin. He's just slumped up against the wall. He's like taking deep breaths. He's glugging from the water skin. I can't remember who gave it to him, but he's glugging from, I think it might have been Beardrick, from the water skin. And he's just sitting there. He looks really bad. He's got cuts in his face. He's grimy and dirty. He doesn't look like he's been washed, covered in his own blood and filth. And there's a pong to him. It's like this human feces and piss smell coming off of him.
I'm gonna kneel down next to Galdrin and be like, looks like you've seen better days, buddy.
Aye, these were the longest days of my long life. But, you guys are a sight for sore eyes.
I'm sorry how things turned out, but we did try our best.
I didn't think anyone was coming. I had lost all hope. I had resigned myself to death long ago.
Listen, I think we lost the map. Do you still by any chance remember it?
This old noggin of mine, I'm sure we'll be able to find it. I'd posted my brethren near one of the paths leading up to the old mine. They'll hopefully still be there. I hope they're still okay.
Let's hope so.
Why, that's dangerous lands, these. But I'm grateful. You don't perhaps have anything for me to eat, do ya?
Yeah, well, if I still have some ration or something, I'll gladly give it to you.
Thank you. Beardrick, was it? Man, you're a good lad.
Yes,
thanks.
Yeah,
As he takes a piece of dried meat that you offer him. You see him just ravenously.
Yeah.
He's also missing a few teeth. With the few teeth he has left, he's just trying to chew on this bit of meat. It hadn't fed me in days.
Pre-chew it.
Pre-chew. You see, it takes it out of his mouth. Frustrated, he reaches to the weapon next to him and he just starts fucking hacking at it. You bastard! I'm fucking hungry. As he goes.
Okay, alright, let me help you there. I'll cut it up into small pieces.
Good man. Thanks. Now they took my teeth.
You look away first. No. They took your teeth.
Yeah, they were torturing me for days. I nearly broke, but there was no point. I resigned myself for dead, and I thought might as well die and go to Moradin. I go to Moradin without giving these blasted goblins an inch.
Well, you're held tight, that's for sure.
They were talking about offering me pretty soon if I wasn't to spill the beans. But
you know,
what were they looking for?
They say one of us simply walk into gold.
They were asking all sorts of questions about the mine, what's in it and how to find it. Of course, they had the map, but there's markers that you still need to follow beforehand. And luckily, although they were doing some mind tricks with me, that Drow Elf, she's a tricksy one, that one. and I don't know if she got anything from me.
Yes.
But they also wanted to know if anyone else knew of the place. I didn't want to. Yeah.
What is inside the mine? What is there that they can find?
The Fandolin mine. It's filled with riches and a forge, my lad. A forge like you had never seen before.
See, we don't need a long rest. I think we can go right away.
If I could get there now, I would. But it's filled. I know from it's probably filled with all manner of creatures. It's been abandoned for years, and I found some old documents that hint at some sort of power that rests there, and the forge draws the power and it gives and draws the power at the same time, from what I could gather. But I haven't seen it myself. It's something that I've been looking forward to my whole life. I've been searching for this place. As you know, I'm a weapon maker, and to forge weapons in that forge, be the greatest forge master this side of Faerun.
Does Emma overhear this discussion?
Of the location of this mine. I'll say roll a history check.
No, I mean the weapon that is a fine weapon maker or the best in the West or what?
No, well, okay, I'll say. Let me just see what your history looks like. What's your history on? Like your history score?
I've got a +5 proficiency. Where do I see my...
Yeah, that's fine. You are proficient, so you would definitely know this. Okay. So you have actually heard of Galrin. Galrin Fohammer. He creates. He's a blacksmith, or a weaponsmith. He forges weapons and nothing good, very good quality weapons. Nothing like magical. He's not a magical creator of weapons. That you need. He can create good weapons that could be imbued with magic, but he doesn't necessarily create magical weapons. But he makes really good quality stuff that gets sold all over to Neverwinter. Even Waterdeep commissions him to make weapons for their generals and stuff like that, because he makes such good work. He's a bit of an independent smith. A lot of dwarves are part of companies, if that makes sense. They're part of clans, and they all kind of there are ones that stick out within each clan, and they have certain renown and status, and they obviously earn that level of renown and status. But he's an independent master, a forge master who struck it out by himself outside of the dwarven strongholds. There are a couple of people that do that, but he's the most skilled forge smith that outside of any dwarven stronghold, if that makes sense, or dwarven clan. So you would have heard of him before, definitely. And the mine he's talking about, hang on, I just need to open it up the document again that I've written in. But you have heard of the mine, and the treaty. It's an old tale, and it's more considered myth than anything else. But in some history books you might find it, and with your knowledge. And some of you already heard some of this. I think you heard it from Silidar, or even from Galrin, that this mine was back in the day. There was a magical forge that was in this mine, and the forge that was created. There's this point of magic where magic converges, where all these magical tie lines come together. So it's a crossing point for these magical tie lines, and an ancient treaty was signed between dwarves, elves, and men to create a forge there and use it equally between everyone. But then something happened. It's not quite sure what, and everybody that was in the mine at the time was killed, and anyone who tried to investigate what happened. I mean, this mine is out in the middle of nowhere, and this is even before Fanlin. It was just at the founding of the town Fanlin, but the town itself has been raised and built up and raised multiple times because it's so far removed from anything. It's constantly raided by monsters or enemies or bandits or whatever. So the location of this mine, so there was a lot of riches, obviously, because of this convergence, a lot of materials, but also they created this forge, this magical forge that could imbue weapons with some sort of power. And there was an agreement or treaty, and that was called the Fandolin Treaty or something like that. I don't have the exact notes in front of me, but yeah. So that's like very few people know about it now. Although there is still rumors within Fandolin in the town, and like I said, I think Silidar or someone in town had told you about it.
Thanks. Does Bedrick know any of this?
I think he would have known. He met Galrin, and he knows he's a weapons forge, but he doesn't. And someone's also obviously told him this whole tale of the mine and the treaty between dwarves, men, and elves. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Then can I ask Bedrick to maybe call him, call him to the side and whisper that I basically saved Galdrin's bum like twice, that he was on the brink of death, and that if the dwarf says anything, maybe use that as a bargaining tool, or just remember that I'm going to the owlbear to see how I can help him, and then to Jason also to see how I can help him.
To
Jock.
Adol just gives like the piece of meat to Emma. She can decide.
Yeah, so you grab this hunk of meat with these like two bones sticking out and this sinewy muscle over it. You give it to Emma, because she's gonna probably go look after the owlbear. Anything else you would like to tell Emma as you give her the piece of meat?
It seems like you're very interested in that forge. I'm as well. We can just decide whether we help Bedrick first with his disease or his curse, and then we go to the forge, or other way around. But I'm open to venture there if you are.
Who are you telling this to? To everyone?
Conjure just saying it out loud as I hand him the meat,
I'm gonna just say like, I'm alright, I can still carry on. I'm not beaten down yet.
Well, we're definitely going for a long rest.
You also, Galrin also says at this point, I would greatly appreciate the help. I know that place is gonna need some clearing. And also, if you help me clear it out and we get that mine back up and running, I'll give you all a 5% ownership in the mine, and you'll get 5% of any profit. 5% of any profit I make.
You can reconsider.
5%. You know how much that would be. I got many mouths to feed. I got many payments. I gotta keep that place up and running. If I give you 5%, you wouldn't have to work a day in your life. You could buy a freaking castle with 5% of that.
You know how many times Emma saved your skin? Surely you can go up in more than 5.
Well, I appreciate it, and that's why I'm giving you 5. I know what my costs are and my overheads. I also need to be able to look after my own. I don't have any backers. I don't have any clan behind me.
You could have gotten 0% if we left you to die.
Oh, and you wouldn't have found that cave either.
Is it 5%?
I'll say roll a persuasion check between who was arguing now, Beatrick and Adar, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you both roll a persuasion check for me. But first, he says, okay, well, how much would you want it for argument's sake, I gave you more. How much more would you want then?
Let's say, I mean, let's consider the fact that the cave is in the hands of other people, so you're gonna need our help in any case to clear it, don't you?
Oh, I am sure I could find a band of others who would like to earn a bit of coin, help clear the place out. You aren't the only
But ask
band
yourself,
of mercenaries.
Are they gonna be as good as we are? That's a real question.
Are they going
True
to
enough,
ask
when
And
Are they gonna pull your ass out of the fire more times than we did?
they will gladly clear your head off your body as soon as they see the riches. You can trust us.
Exactly.
yeah, I know.
I think for that, for 10% is fair square.
Is it?
Sorry, but how does 2% per person sound? And then you pay to have the curse removed from Beardred.
I was saying 10% per person. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
It was 70% of the mine. That
Or one more, you know.
We just take the deed to the mine. This is ours now, and we just leave.
Well, you guys don't know where it is.
15 castles.
All right, 2%
No, I think
per
if you can cover the costs of curing the curses, that would be amazing. If you can throw that in.
Say that again. Cure the curse and 5%. You say. Oh, what curse is this?
Tears of the Hungerer.
Tears or something.
Hungerer.
Never heard of such a curse. But all right, 5%, and I help you cure your curse somehow. That will be. But what if I? Okay, well, I'm sure we can sort something out.
Well, if you fail, buddy.
And 5% you cure the curse, and you take me as apprentice for 1 month on that forge.
Ah. All right, I can do that. I'm always willing to teach an eager young lad.
Yes.
Okay, so
But you are.
5% cure the curse, take him as an apprentice, and I want some magic item that that could possibly allow me to store more key.
Well, we could see what we can do. I see you carry a fine blade there on your back.
Yes, it's a very good blade.
All
It
right, we
has
can.
killed every single person it's ever stabbed.
All right, we can see what we can do for you. I'm sure once we get the mine under control. Look, I'm not sure what we'll find there, but it's been sitting empty, and I'm sure if you've been traveling in these parts for a while, you know that no hole is empty for long. I didn't played that back in my head.
Did you hear yourself there, buddy?
Hey, speaking of which, we need to get you to an inn.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
With your holes filled.
Do I need to do a medicine check for the owlbear or?
Yeah, so you go out, it sees you approaching, it is now gone to lie back down, seeing that not much is happening. It's busy kind of like just licking its wounds, this like strangely long triangular tongue that comes out and is busy like licking himself. As you approach with a piece of meat, I'll say roll an animal handling with advantage for me.
Sorry, I'm back.
18.
Yeah, that's more than enough. He looks at you like with these looks like these sorrowful eyes, as he kind of like just shakes his head a little bit, like, but like in a kind way, like almost like a bit of a. You get a sense that it's trying to say like thank you or just like a welcome type thing. And you are able to approach if you so choose. You also, Galrin also just says, yeah, I knew you guys were a good hire. I told the barman there at the Tribor Arms, Namath, a good fellow, good friend of mine, to keep an eye out for people he deems worthy, and he's always had a good eye for strong, well, I don't know about trustworthy, but strong individuals, strong of will, strong of arm. So I thank him too, but mostly for you and coming to save me. I will agree to your terms. Your 5% trying to cure your curse and.
Wait, Jock, is there something you would have added for yourself?
I don't think so. Hey, Jacques kind of just along for the ride.
Well, that's very suspicious.
Well, young man, I'm not sure how old you are, Alfling, but if there is something you think of, you can always ask me, and I'll see what I can do.
Didn't you need a speech therapist?
Actually, yes. Jacques kind of like he gives a bit of a bow, and just blood just like gushes down his front. He's like, bonjour, je m'appelle Jacques Poulette. If you could help cure this horrible accent, it is also a curse. Perhaps then I will be in on this deal.
You see this like strange smile crack like his broken mouth as he's like, aha, oh man, I haven't heard that accent in such a long time. Fuck, I don't know what accent I'm using, but anyway, man, that sounds. What is that again? That's those strange people who always run away from battle, isn't it? I can't believe you're from there. That's crazy.
This is the thing. I am not actually from sir. I just have this accent. It's a very long story. Perhaps I could tell you over a bandage sometime. But if you could uplift the curse, it would be a great boon to me.
So you're telling me that this accent you've got is not what you actually sound like?
No.
Now why don't you just speak like normal then? What's your problem?
Mario.
I'm not prepared for follow-up questions.
He's like, it doesn't matter. We'll see what I can do. I'll try my best, but I don't promise you anything. Same with your curse. I will try my absolute best to try and help you, but I can't promise you anything. I'm not a user of magic or a healer or anything of such, but I do have contacts. I've been in these parts for a while, and I know a few folk.
Sure, we would
So
appreciate
I'll
that.
reach in close to him, but this is just something that I'm gonna whisper to him alone. And I'll say to him, listen, I couldn't give a damn about my own curse, but if you can sort Emma out, I'll be very happy.
Ooh, I see you have some sort of care for this elf. She wasn't with your party, was she, when I first met you? So, is this a new one or just a piece for now?
You ask a lot of questions. I'm gonna pretend this one you didn't ask.
Oh, don't be offended, man. It's just how I'm just happy to be free, you know. I honestly thought I was a goner.
Just remember what I said.
Oh, I do. I'll make sure. I'll do the best I can.
It'll be the least for her saving me.
All right, Emma. You with that 18, you are able to approach the Albe. You see it just give a look of acknowledgement and thanks. This bit of a shake, the water splashing.
Which I suppose drip all over me.
Yeah, if you were close enough, definitely. Yeah, this thing is big and it's very shaggy with this like very soft, feathery type fluff, but it's very matted at the moment, so it just sloshes around like one of those mop dogs, like poof, 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 as the water like just fucking go. But you're wet in any case. It's raining out there. It's not. You're all pretty much soaked.
Okay, so on third level, I've got harness divine power. And for the life of me, I don't know these words, but you can extend a use of your a channel divinity to fuel your spells. As a bonus action, you regain one expended spell slot of up to level 2. You can use this feat one time.
Alright, so that's a channel to harness divine power. Alright, okay.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, fair enough. You are level 5 now, although your HPs don't show it. Oh yeah, we need to roll for HP. That's another thing we need to do. So yeah, you can mark it down, and you can refill a spell slot of your choosing. Well, level 1 or 2.
Good question.
I think maybe level 2. Oh, sorry,
All right.
catch with its ass in here.
Okay.
2, then I just need to see what. On what HP is Jacques?
He's on 11, I think. Hey, Jacques? Well, yeah, you guys discuss. I'm just running to the toilet quick. So the usual. Grab some
My
water.
character
On what
token
are you, Jacques?
on 11.
And Hussein?
I'm on 7.
Okay, I'm on 6.
Yeah, definitely heal yourself there.
And I've got another healing potion as well. If we like to divide it, if somebody needs it, but I'm on 8 as well, so we're all kind of low.
Shit.
But we can
Alright, let me
we can decide if we want to take a long rest here in Craigmore Castle, or we just want to get out of here and as soon as we can take a long rest.
I would. Part of me want to say let's rest in one of the towers near the door, where we've got the arrow slits that we can, sort of use. But the part I'm a bit.
Yeah, I want to get up, especially since we have to go down that narrow path and past that bottom base as well, and get around that. So rather while everyone's waiting or whatever, just go.
Yeah.
It is also possible that they sort of just, those that ran away, is just like waiting a few meters away to ambush us.
It might be safer to like try and hunker down here and fortify a little position, because there's also nothing out there. We really struggle to find somewhere to have a decent long rest without freezing our tits off.
Oh, that's very true. Yeah.
But if you guys give me an hour, I'll pretty much be okay.
Okay. What if we took a long rest in the back room where we saved the guy, and then we have the opportunity to kind of like run out that door if necessary?
There's also a lot of rooms you guys haven't explored yet in the castle.
That's also true. Yeah.
And just because, we're not really looking at the map right now, but there are a few rooms you guys haven't really entered yet. And
But seeing as what happened when the rest of the crew did explore rooms, I think have a short rest before we explore the castle.
Yeah.
so, what was I going to say?
Well, we can't have a short rest out in the rain. We have to go in.
Yeah, but we can take the long way around through the rooms we have explored.
Well, you guys are kind of in the entryway by the doors at the moment. That's where Galre kind of went and slumped, yeah.
That thing that attacked me, is it still there? I can't remember what was in.
You guys killed it.
Oh yeah, we kill everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, somehow we fucking survived that. Actually, that was a rough time. That was like a little swarm of goblins.
Yeah.
I was impressed, I must say. You guys did. I was at one point. I was like, you guys are fucked. I knew what was gonna happen. Like, if that were the case, there were contingencies, but I really thought like
it was DPK time. It was like, yeah, X, let's fucking roll new characters.
pretty much.
The last one's just got swamped by
Right.
goblins.
Well, with all our new
I
riches,
haven't
we
gotten
can
ready.
fix this Cragmore Castle for us.
That would be cool.
That's a different.
We get the owlbear to be our friend, and then we go and enslave the goblins, and then they can be our little workforce.
Who's the best at drawing? If we can just paint the picture of the drow elf to the owl bear, maybe he'll go fetch her.
Let me first tend to his wounds. Elves are good at art and music and stuff.
Just by the way.
And if she
Well-
has enough
Putting it
of
out
those
there,
grenades, I would rather her use it outside on the owlbear.
Fair enough.
Well, that's his opinion. Mine is Albert.
I think we're gonna be hard pressed to stop that owlbear from just going home. So I wouldn't mind if he just starts wandering back to his mates or whatever.
Yeah, he's got a mate and a child, I think. Or
Yeah,
he's-
sounded like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I
just
try to.
if he's going on his way and he happens across somebody he wants revenge on, I'm not going to stop him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I guess no one has the ability to speak to animals. Literally just tell him to go fucking wreak havoc. No.
No.
So if I want to try and get the arrows and stuff out and just sensitize the wounds about a bit.
All right.
Do I need to do a check or do I
Yeah.
need to use a spell?
You know, I mean, there isn't. I don't unless you have a spell that magically removes arrows. You'll have to do. You'll have to. I'll have you roll a medicine check.
Does somebody have mage hand?
I do.
There you go. Then you have to be close. You can just pull out the arrows.
Well, she
how-
was able to approach the owlbear. I mean, it's especially Emma. Since she healed him, he feels. You can see he doesn't have any form of aggression, and just the air or the presence, the atmosphere around Emma, the energy she gives off, is very trusting. And this owlbear, you can see it feels very much at ease with your presence, Emma.
Have we searched the goblins outside, especially the main one that was giving the orders?
No, I don't think I don't think any goblins have really been searched too much. No.
No. Okay. Yeah, because I would like to search them for arrows and maybe possible weapons or cool stuff.
Okay.
Jacques will help
Okay, I
with that.
rolled a 21.
Nice.
Yeah, for medicine. Yeah.
Yeah.
You you go to work on the owlbear, trying to as gently as possible remove the few arrows that are stuck in its hide, and you do it quite skillfully with your nimble fingers. The owlbear hardly flinches as you first break off half the arrow shaft to lighten the load, and then grabbing hold and gently kind of angling it so that it doesn't worsen or stretch out the wound. You manage to pull out these arrows, and also in such a way that it stems a lot of the bleeding that it could have caused if you did it wrong. Because I mean, a lot of these arrows are close to vital points, and you manage to remove them without doing any further damage to the owlbear, and actually, some bleeding, but nothing major, no major arteries or anything, or organs.
Okay, I know he doesn't understand me, but can I give him the meat that Ador gave and say, from Ador, put it in front of him,
Okay.
and then say, eat and go home, and then turn around and go back.
All right. Yeah. He goes. He starts. Well, not this. Its beak like goes and. Well, no. Wait. Firstly, I'm gonna just roll here quickly for the owlbear. Sorry.
Nat one,
Ador's
chokes on
meat.
bone and dies.
He attacks me.
Yeah. Nat 20. It gives a
fuck yeah.
sniff. It gives a sniff at the meat. It bends down its head because as you place it in front, still sitting, gives a sniff. And then just gives a shake like another, but this like almost like it wants to sneeze, like it smelled something bad, and it just gives a screech like
No.
It doesn't look like it's
Oh,
interested in the piece of meat.
But record lamb didn't work.
Okay, then I'll take
Does
my
it
last
sound
ration.
like
and
some kind of
get
bird crossed with a mammal?
No, it's not big. No, it's not big enough. It's like some medium-sized animal, perhaps.
Ah,
But it
Okay,
shakes its
can
head.
I then throw my last ration at him and then say again from Adar, and I'll then ask him to go find his mate, and I'll please go then back to the castle if I can, and try to tend to my teammates with. I can only use healing word on one person, right? Or can I divide the?
No, you can only. The spell only works on one person, I think, unless it says otherwise.
Okay, I'm on 6, and who's on 7?
I am.
7-4.
Sassoon.
yeah, so soon.
7. Okay, then after that I'll walk back to the castle. I'll use my resplendent, or what that word is, spell, and knowing the power that Sassoon has, I have to make a choice between myself, sorry, Jacques, and Sassoon, and heal Sassoon with.
Do I see her doing this?
Yeah, you would see her. I mean, it's healing word, right? So healing word is verbal.
Don't heal me. Heal yourself. Like literally, if I sit around for an hour meditating, I'm going to be in fighting shape.
Okay. Then
Frickin'
I'll go
monks.
to Jacques and heal him.
Alright, so you go and heal Jacques. Roll some healing for poor old Jacques.
Jacques dozing in the corner. He's not conscious enough to object.
Sitting there next to Galran.
Come on,
Ah,
14.
I know how you feel, man. How much?
14.
14. Nice.
Sorry.
Cool. Alright.
Thank you.
That's all I can do. I'm exhausted now.
Yeah. Do you want the healing potion? Because if we're gonna take a rest now, I'm gonna be fine after a long rest.
Yeah, I'll be also fine after a long rest. We must just keep it on us so that if we encounter any battle or something, that we don't have to, look in our backpacks, but we can just take it. That it doesn't require action.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, can I start searching the goblins? Like on the stoop, and you close by to the castle. Try not get. I'm already drenched, so
Yeah.
let's just search for them.
Yeah, and I'll also assist him.
Yeah, Jacques will also come out and just try and keep it quick.
Alright. So I'll have each of you roll an investigation for me.
Has the Albert turned around and gone for that?
No, it's still sitting there, busy chewing on the ration, like with its beak, like just like pulling strips, like very neatly off the piece of dried meat. Looking like it's just trying to catch its breath for a little bit. It's still like a little like, I mean, it went through a traumatic experience towards the end there. I mean, it looks like it's just wanting to recover a little bit.
Cool.
All right. So those of you doing goblin searches, what did you roll? Let's start with Jacques.
That is a terrible 11.
Okay, so you go searching through a couple of the bodies, and you manage to find some broken leather armor that of small size that looks like it was once decent, with some polish and some stitching. and a little bit of metal work. It could be usable again or sold. And you also find one arrow and one javelin.
Okay, I pass the javelin over to Sassoon, and I'll keep the arrow. The armor, I'm gonna.
Sorry, not one arrow. It's 3 arrows.
3 arrows. Okay, cool. Keep
Yeah.
those for sure.
I take the javelin to who uses javelins?
Daenerys.
Daenerys.
Right. Well, just a heads up, because Anal isn't going to be joining us, I think, for a while. So I'm going to kind of retire her character. She's going to disappear, go on a mission for her goddess. And
Feed her
then-
to the owlbear.
So, if you don't give her anything that you would like to perhaps keep for yourself. It's just all I'm saying. But if you want to, it's not a problem if you do.
I go up to Beatrix. Are you proficient with spears?
Well, doesn't hurt to try.
What does your weapon proficiency say?
Mostly handheld weapons, so spears should be fine.
Simple
Weapons,
weapons.
crossbow hand. Oh, there you go. Crossbow hand, long sword, rapier, short sword, simple weapon.
All right. So a javelin is a simple weapon? I can't remember. Let me go check quickly.
I've got a javelin. Ooh, nah.
Very
Right.
good. Very good.
So if it is a simple weapon, I'll happily give it a shot.
Weapons. Yep. Yeah, it's a simple melee weapon that you can also throw. So you are proficient with it.
Excellent.
All right. Okay, next. Who? Sassoon. Let's go with you.
I
How many do I get? So, one or two or what?
I'll say 2. Yeah, you get to, you'll get 2.
I
Thanks,
will
Sassoon.
get 12.
12. All right, you managed to find a few swords, but they are quite blunt and broken. They're not in the best of nick. You also find, if you want to take them, some copper armbands around some of the arms of the small goblins.
Yes, I will take everything I can find for now.
All right, yeah. So there's you find about a gold's worth of copper armbands. So you can say a gold's worth of copper armbands. You find a broken shield if you want to try and take it, and it looks like a lot of this stuff is in rather bad nick.
What is the shield made of? Is it like a wood shield, or is it steel, or?
It's made of steel. It's like a small buckler, like a roundish shield made of. It looks like decentish steel, not like it could probably be melted down and used. It's just the leather's ripped. There's like it looks like arrow holes or punctures in the metal, and it's tearing a little bit underneath. It doesn't look in good condition.
Yeah, I'll take it for now as well.
Yeah. And then you also find, looking on some of the goblins and opening up their mouths and also just inspecting, knowing that some of them do have gold teeth implanted, you find 3 sharp, very, looks like they were purposely filed sharp, and within a mouth filled with sharp teeth. You find 3 sharp golden teeth. Worth about 5 gold in total. All right. Adar, what did you roll?
18.
18. Nice. All right. So you actually managed to find a intact great sword on the one what you call it, hobgoblin. Quite nice, quite ornate looking. It looks like it might have belonged to some sort of a lord, or nothing too major. You can see a couple of sapphires in the pommel. Some ornate work, nothing like too fancy, but like just some vines that it looks like growing around the sword. Very nature-looking type business, if that makes sense. And when you lift it for a great sword, it's rather light. It doesn't take much to swing, and it's got quite a good edge to it. Then you also find in some of the pouches of the hobgoblins as well, you find purses, obviously, but with copper and silver and gold, worth, I will say, about 100 gold pieces.
Oh yes.
You picked you decided to go actually search the bigger. I mean, it was your idea to search. You went and searched the hobgoblin captains, who you could see were obviously leading the goblins. And you also find a piece of note on the burnt hobgoblin. Lux, I'm sorry, there's a rat climbing on me. On the burnt hobgoblin, in one of the in the main room, you find a piece of letter that's still somewhat intact, and the scribbling, it looks very shoddily written, but it's in common. It looks like, but roll an investigation for me. Actually, sorry, roll no, not investigation. I'll say roll a perception for me.
Perception.
Yeah.
While he's doing that, can I move into the room where the Greek was?
Yeah, you can do that. So you step over the rubble that falls in front of the door, and you step into this room. I'll give you a description of it now. What did you roll there?
11.
11. Okay. So it's difficult to make out, but you can guess that it was probably a goblin who had written this, or some, maybe even the king. It just pretty much says, just trying to think here, just want to put the words right. It's kind of cut off, so you don't get much. The parts you do get just say, meat quota, getting more gold. I'll have your heads, and that's about it.
And that's about it.
Yeah.
I read it to the group or show it to the group, but I think it's just simple commands. I don't think it's, too crucial that we follow this lead.
Yeah. All right. So we jump to Beardrick, who steps into the room over there where the Greek came from. All right.
Yeah.
So this room, as you step into it, it's a high ceiling, narrow hall. Looks as if it might have been part of a chapel or shrine at one time. Angelic figures are sculpted along the room's upper reaches, looking down on the floor below. To the north, heavy curtains block a matching pair of archways. Between the archways is a cracked but ornately carved stone brazier. So it looks like it might have been some sort of maybe like the castle prayer room or church or chapel or whatever you might want to call it.
Okay. Can I inspect the brazier?
Yeah. Are you trying to look for something? Are you investigating? Are you just looking at it?
I want to. If there's anything inside there, I want to try to look
Yeah.
for something.
Roll an investigation for me.
Investigation. Inspect the gadget. 9.
Oh wow.
9.
Yes.
Um,
Luckily proficient.
you go digging. You go digging in the stone brazier. It looks like it might have been used once, but not often. There's a bunch of coal that you kind of just dig, like you kind of going through and looking, and it looks like it's mostly just coal that's in there, like old burnt wood.
Okay.
You feel
Is
like
there a
some.
limit to-
Yeah, you dig
No,
down.
sorry.
You feel something hard at the bottom. It feels like the base. Perhaps you're not sure. But it like you feel you get to the bottom. It feels that way at least. It's rather rough. And I mean, if you're going, okay, I'll say if you're going that deep, because the DC for this wasn't very high.
Okay.
But because you were digging in there and you said you go all the way to the bottom, I'll give it to you. You do find, or you do feel like that hardness as you kind of rub your fingers over it, kind of feels. It doesn't feel like stone, which the brazier is.
All right.
Yeah.
Can I try and pull it out, or can I try and clear it out more?
Yeah, you clear it out more, and there at the bottom, you see, it looks like a. It looks like something. It looks like a bottom of something, if that makes sense. It looks like almost like a plate, but not very even. Very like it looks like the metal melted with whatever was burning in there, and it's kind of morphed whatever is down there. So it looks like something like a lid almost that you could probably pull out. Yeah.
Can I try and pull it out? Is there something I can do for that?
So as you no, I mean it's pretty basic. So you just go pull it. You're not doing any checks or anything. Okay, fine, that's fine. So I need you to roll as you pull. I need you to roll a dexterity. No, I'm joking.
No.
Yes, yeah, I was about to say, no, stop.
Bad mistake.
As you go in and you pull this out, the top is blackened, but as you pull it out, underneath this, as you turn it up, there's it like lifts out, and underneath, and in the meager light and with your dark vision, you see this glint. It looks like a small statue, and on closer investigation, it looks like a statue of an elf.
Sure. Statue of an elf.
Yeah, and the statue part itself, when you lifted it up, like a piece of cloth fell off of it, as if it was wrapped around the statue part, not the base. The base, yeah, the base looks rather rough, but the statue looks really well made, very beautiful.
Nice. Okay, I'll take the statue, and then I make my way towards Emma to kind of like, sure, listen, this is a statue of an elf. Is there anything you know about this, or can you make any of it? So I'll go straight to her with it.
All right. Okay, we'll get to that now. Anything anyone else is doing? I mean, some of you can be resting if you want, but the searches do take a bit of time. So at this point, it's probably around, I'll say, 10 o'clock in the morning.
Is there any sign that the goblins that ran off are rallying for a counterattack? Is there any like?
Okay, so
sound?
you go and scout out a little bit. I'll have you roll a perception check for me, please.
Okay. Let's come on, baby. Give me something good. That is a 17.
Nice. Yeah, you go back down to the encampment at the bottom, obviously being very careful as you go about your scouting. It looks very abandoned. You don't see anything. There's no smoke. It looks wet, damp, and dreary. There's no sound of anything. It looks very empty. You see like mugs and cups lying around. So you decide to scout out a little further. Also, just keeping an eye out for any tracks or things. You see some perhaps deepish tracks that are beginning to fill with, well, they've been filled with water for a while, but that are kind of being covered over with more mud. So there aren't necessarily clear indications of direction necessarily, but clear evidence that something passed or some things passed through here. And with that high perception roll, you do figure out that it's heading away from the castle. It doesn't look like many. Again, it's probably like a handful of creatures that moved off in that direction.
Okay, cool.
So with that you gather that it's probably, barring the fact that there might still be something left in the castle, you doubt that these goblins will rally after the hiding you guys gave them.
Okay.
Especially since you killed pretty much, from the tally that you took, you killed, I think only one hobgoblin managed to. Oh, actually, no, I don't think any hobgoblins managed to escape. No, No, I think from your tally, you realize that from the hobgoblins you saw in the encampment the previous day to the hobgoblins that were in the castle, it doesn't look like any probably escaped. So,
Okay.
and the hobgoblins are pretty much like second in command to the king probably, and you know that goblins, when the leader goes down, they don't stick around. They dash off pretty quickly.
Okay. And the leader's corpse is still in the castle itself.
Yeah, it's in its room, burnt to shit.
Okay, cool. Jacques comes back and he kind of passes over to Sassoon, who I think is maybe Beardrick as well, would be in the same mindset as him. He's like, the goblins have left, but I'm up for cutting off that thing's head and just putting it on a pike as a warning in case they think of coming back.
Yeah, no problems. Should I do it? I'm a bit short, but I mean, I can try.
Sounds good. I give the 3 swords and the copper band, as well as the shield to Adar. And I tell him you can probably make Roger out of this again. And then I go back through the kitchen to the room that had the beds and I start meditating.
All right. So you go. You go around because Emma had mentioned staying where the arrow slits were. So you want to stay in those like watch rooms.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
All right. So the watch rooms aren't anything special. They probably one of the more cleaner parts of the castle. There are bits of scrap lying around, old food, but if in safety for keeping a watch, and it's probably one of the safer rooms to be in, you can assume. But it's very small. It's littered, like I said, with all types of debris, and the arrow slits look out towards the path that come up the road. Up into the. It's actually, I googled. It's called a mesa. Not a butte is similar, but a mesa is a lot bigger. A mesa is like a big flat mountain type thing. That, yeah. Anyway.
And it now belongs to us.
Oh yeah. You shall call it Butt Castle.
But castle.
Butt Castle.
You already see.
Butt at this castle. Oh yeah, got him.
You already see Adar busy painting on a piece of wood.
I don't really.
But yeah, so you go and meditate there then.
Yes.
All right. So any of you want to do any other searches? Just like I'll have you roll, for those of you who'd like to, just a general search throughout the castle to see what other things you might find.
Is there any?
Well, there are other places I want to go to. I just wanted to first go to the Emma with the statue.
All right, let's go.
But
Let's jump to the
ideally,
statue. But
I'd
for
like to
those
go
of you,
more to the other rooms above us. I'm looking on the
Alright.
Roll20 map. We haven't explored
Yeah.
those rooms yet.
yeah, that's fine. Okay,
Yeah.
well, I'll actually just clear it up so you can kind of just see what's lying about there. Just for description's sake. So I'll have those of you, Jacques, who want to do a general investigation. I'll have you roll investigation for me, and then as we jump to Emma and Beardrick with the statue.
All right, so yeah, pretty much get to Emma, and I handed the statue and ask her, like, do you recognize this? It looks like an elf. Something you know of it?
So do you hand over the statue to her, or are you just showing it to her?
I'm showing it to her.
All right. So
Emma. Just hang on a second. She's also
Yeah.
listening.
I'm listening. Sorry. Hello?
yeah,
Statue.
Meow. And Sassoon getting on the bed.
yeah. He's like, shut the fuck up, guys.
Yeah.
Trying to meditate.
So it's the baby. He wants to get out of the room.
Shame.
something about the statues where I'm up.
Yeah, so Bedrick asks if you recognize the statue or know what it is.
Dat was die kat van Bas Langkeer.
I did some kind of check on.
Yeah, well, I mean, just looking at it, you can roll a history check, but just looking at it, you can tell that it looks like an image of a sun elf or a high elf. Very beautiful features. 17, yeah, okay. Very beautiful features and it's made of. Now that you've brought it out into a bit more light, although it's still pretty dark, the statue looks like it's made of pure gold.
Oh, wow.
Very beautiful features on its face, long ears, long pointy ears. Like looks like longer than usual, but still with very high elf features like noble posture, looking chin slightly raised, like one hand on the hip, the other kind of just holding a scroll almost. Hang on, I'll tell you now. So with that 17, which is quite a good roll. Hang on, I don't want to.
I've got a feeling I'm using all my good rolls now.
Yeah, probably.
Alright.
Hang on. So I'm just hearing noises as well. Okay, I'm just getting to the information. Sorry guys, I didn't expect anyone to roll that high for that. No, that's not right.
Emma, I hope you're proud of yourself. You broke the DM.
Yeah, you broke me. Jeez Louise. Alright, yeah, here we go. I hope this is the right one. Yeah, okay. Alright, you recognize it as being Corellian Larithian. Corellian Larithian, the leader of the Alvan pantheon of the gods. The god of magic, music, arts, crafts, poetry, and warfare. So this looks like an image of him holding a scroll. So you assume it must have something to do with either magic or poetry or something along those lines. But the features are, to you, very recognizable as Corellon Larithian. This beautiful face, his long hair. He's naked on the top. He's beautiful sculpted figure, abs for fucking days, and his bottom is pretty much covered with like what looks to be almost like some sort of scales like it looks like shorts, but it's a little, you're not quite sure what they are, but it's a more interesting version of this more interesting image of this god that you've seen, but it definitely recognizable.
So I've got the male stripper statue.
Oh, what did you say? A mouse stripper? Oh, male stripper. Male stripper. Yeah. But yeah, very, very well made piece of artifact or whatever it might be.
I'm just like, what the hell did I just find?
Is it just an artifact, or can I shake it or do something?
Oh well, you hold if you take it from Pedrick.
Robert's belly and get 3 wishes.
Hey.
Robert's belly and get 3 wishes.
Yeah.
Make it dance.
So Emma, as you grab this statue, it feels like it has some sort of an affinity. It definitely feels more than what it is, but it's a little difficult to kind of. You get that sense. Yeah, maybe if I rub its belly, something will happen. But also just because those abs, man, fuck. But
Alright.
but it feels like it's made of solid gold, and you feel like there is something there, although you're not quite sure what it is.
Oh, Hannah body come back.
Alright?
Feelings growing.
Well, I'll then. Oh shit, sorry, I did accidentally roll. I'll tell.
It's funny with history.
I'll tell Bedrick then. Keep this safe.
Rub its abs.
No lower.
Yeah, we don't want a walking stick.
Focus, guys, focus. Keep it safe. I'll need to investigate it further, or maybe we'll
Late at
ask
night.
Is it Session and Ada was a bad combination?
Right?
Was it
Yeah, that was
Bedrick?
us. No, that was me. That was me. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we all need to ask Bedrick, Session and Ado as well. Maybe they know something, but there's something here I just don't know what. Keep it safe.
Alright, I'll keep the male stripper in my pocket.
Right, so add one a male stripper statue, gold, or you can call or one statue of Coraline Lorithian to your pocket.
One magic mic.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
All right.
no, seriously, what do I call this? My
Yeah,
icons?
okay. I'll send you
What do I
the. I'll
search?
send you the name. Yeah, because it'll be better
Alright,
for me.
please.
It'll be better for my reference as well to know what the hell you guys have.
Okay.
So please be descriptive with when you put stuff into your inventory that's not necessarily in the inventory, because when we get back to it later, we obviously need to figure out what the hell I gave you.
Yeah, no, please.
Elf turns it's a really good point. I think what Corillian, yeah, it's a good point.
Coraline Lorithian. All right, so those of you who are doing other searches, what did you guys roll? We'll start. I know Jacques, you wanted to go. So what did you roll?
Jock is off
Oh
quite a
shit!
while.
Oh shit! Okay. I'm assuming he
I'm
ran.
still heading towards those other two rooms
I'd
we haven't
choose.
explored, eh?
Yeah, so you guys will head into that northern area. So let me just quickly see if Jason messaged. I did. Sweet. I'm just gonna tell him if he wants to join. Want to join on your phone? You can, but you may want to save battery. Alright. Okay. So who's going to roll at the top there? I'll say that Jacques will help. So whoever gonna go look, I think you mentioned Bedrick, you can roll with advantage.
Perception or what?
Investigation.
Awesome. Ooh, 24. And then the second one would be 25. Natural 20.
Block some, okay. I just got to give you everything, don't I? Alright, so you
Let out the name and I'll collect.
yeah, Jacques sees you come out with this golden statue, and his eyes light up, and you're like, ah, there's good stuff in this castle. So he follows you to the next room over. You go through these dusty curtains from the room that you came from, and inside there.
You okay?
Let me get all the things. Lost. Got so many tabs and things open here. Sorry. So whilst I order my life. All right. You come to this room. This chamber occupies the northern tower of the castle. A stone altar stands in the middle of the room, covered with blood-stained black cloth, golden ritual implements, a chalice, a knife, and a censer. They're all carefully arranged on top of this altar. Two archways to the south are covered with heavy curtains where you walked through. And in the middle of this room is a large blood-stained rug. It looks ancient and disgusting. And there's a bit of a reek in this room. There's two braziers set off on either side, giving this light. And to the north of the altar, there's another statue of a human goddess, kind of looking over, almost angelic-like, across the scene of horror in front of it. with just this blood stains and dirty equipment that's sitting on this, again, this what do you call it, a stone altar in front of this statue. The stone altar in front of the statue. Who did we lose? We didn't lose anyone. Okay,
Good back.
alright, okay.
Good back.
I don't know how much you heard, but there's the stone altar in front of the statue.
Yeah.
Also, the drawings or the carvings along it, all chipped and broken with age and whatever, also look to be of heroes, perhaps of an age long gone, or who knows from what. But these men battling creatures all along the sides. So you get into this room and you immediately know. Okay, so if you want, you can take those the chalice, the knife, and the censer if you'd like. That's these. They look human made with that roll. It doesn't look like anything too special. They look like art objects perhaps, and they're worth 150 gold pieces for the chalice. 60 gold pieces for the knife, also very ornate looking. Doesn't look sharp or anything, it just looks ritualistic. And then 120 gold pieces for the censer.
Alright, I'll take him and then I'll look at Jock. He's there with me, right?
Yeah.
I'll look at him and I'll say, well, we can sell it and split the gold for everybody. We can always use the extra money.
Yeah, there's bits of gems in there and other bits and bobs. Did we lose someone? No.
So I'm gonna add to my inventory, like you said, knife, chalice, and
a censer, one of those things that you put, what do you call it? Stuff that smells, man. Why can't I think of the word? Like that you light up. Incense, yeah. Like a very ornate incense burner type thing that's on a small gold chain. Very ornate looking. It looks perhaps human made. And then with that, you look down to this dirty rug on the floor. And as you try to avoid not walking over it, but to get to the altar where the things are sitting, you kind of have to step on it. And as you step, you hear this creak, like as if you stepped on wood. And you know that this floor here is mostly stone away from the carpet. So you bend down, you grab hold of that dirty, bloody rug, and you move it across. And as you move it, you see this wooden panel, and with that, you get this waft of horrendous, disgusting smell. It's almost. I'd actually have you roll a Constitution check for me, please.
Yeah.
Yep. That bad, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a second. Constitution saving, there it is. Oh my, 7.
So yeah, no, you vomit as the smell hits you, losing your meager rations that you ate in this cold morning.
Yeah.
And the smell really overwhelms you, and as you bend down to now see what's underneath this wooden, very makeshift looking latch or what do you call it, trap door. You lift it up, and it's just body pieces. It's not a very big hole. It looks like a bit of a pit with a ladder climbing down into it, and it's just body pieces
Well, like I said, being overwhelmed by the smell and throwing up and seeing what I just saw, I'll just tell Jock, like, well, there's no need to get anybody else in here, and maybe we should move to the next room. And then move on to my... Sorry.
Yeah, so with that roll, I was just going to mention that something does attract your eye, though. In this pit, the smell is also very much of decay, but a very strong smell of blood. I mean, it looks like that room that you walked into was of just a bloodbath. I mean, there's blood on the walls, on the altar, on that angelic statue. The carpet is soaked in the stuff. And you open, and at the bottom, almost as if nestled between some of the limbs and body parts, which are very pale, a lot of it also in various stages of decomposition. you see these jars, quite large, two of them. Looks like they're filled with blood, and also with strange runes or markings, almost like a label on it.
Can I try and identify the markings?
Yeah, roll a. I'll say roll. It'll be roll a history check for me. Are you proficient with history?
I'm not, but I rolled a 12. No, 10 plus 2, 12.
Yeah, I was gonna say roll with disadvantage because you're not really proficient with it.
Should I roll again?
I mean, a 12 isn't enough. You have no idea what these markings are. But yeah, it's like you can clearly see whatever's. It's definitely blood in these largish jars.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, you move on. What do you do?
Yeah. I suppose I'll move on to the room next to us. I know there's another area we haven't explored yet.
All right.
I don't know.
I think it's on my left-hand side if I'm facing north.
Okay, hang on. I just want to see if you found everything in this room because I did write down some other things maybe. Just want to get mine. No, you find that all the that was those worship objects and then the hole. Other than that, I think you've pretty much explored a lot of the room. Let me see. Yeah.
Can I assume this was a sacrificial chamber type thing?
Yeah, it looks it looks rather it looks like some sort of maybe sacrifice, maybe butchering. Who knows what was happening in there?
Okay.
But there are like
just because of the ornate knife and chalice and the incense burner base.
Yeah, well, they were on top of the altar.
Yeah.
Like placed very specifically, but it didn't look like they were perhaps necessarily. I mean, that knife, you feel it's not very sharp. You doubt that they cut these bodies up using that knife.
Oh, okay. No, okay, that makes more sense. Right.
Yeah. With that high roll as well, I'll say that you go and in the main bedroom, you and Jacques also try and sift through all the burnt papers. Not that there were many, but you do also again find a piece of corner of a document that states, it says, or the parts you can read, it says, Fey Elder blood, and you see 1,000 gold pieces, and you see and this writing compared to the previous writing that was found, it looks a lot more ornate. And I'll perhaps, as you look at it, just roll.
Repeat what the sign said. The note.
Sorry.
Repeat what the note said.
Oh, it said. It just said Fey Elder blood, and then it's like a very small corner that like you see clearly written Fey Elder, and then blood, and then the next word is cut off at it's like it could be a C, it could be an S. It's a little bit difficult to make out. And then underneath that you see you see an amount. It looks like an amount at least, it looks like 1,000. And then underneath that it looks like I'll quickly draw it for you.
So you wanted me to roll something?
Sneezes.
Roll an investigation.
Investigation. Oh, brother. 9. Yeah, luckily, because I rolled such a low roll. 4 plus 5. Sorry, 9.
9. It looks sort of familiar to you, but you can't. I don't know. It's difficult. Not familiar, but it looks like you can't quite make out what it is really. It looks like something like this. I don't know if you can see that. I'm not sure. I don't know if I can see it.
Familiar, you say.
That's what the one corner looks like, at the bottom. So it says it goes like this.
Hang on, I'm trying to see. I really can't.
Hang on.
There we go. Okay, try.
Okay. Let me just kind of, I suppose, draw it out how it would look.
I'm dying now to see what this looks like.
Hmm.
So, in which room was this?
This was, he found this in
so-
the main bedroom.
Where the Greek was, right? Just up.
No, the where King Groll was.
Oh, I know,
King
you're right.
Groll's
Yes,
bedroom.
yes, yes. The main, yeah.
Yeah. So okay, it's not the greatest. Let me see if I can hold it up.
So this was in King Carl's room. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Lift it a little bit. Yeah, okay, I see what you mean.
Fey Elder Blood, and then like 10,000, and then like a corner of some sort of symbol, perhaps, or some
Yes.
strange thing at the bottom. Yeah.
I know why you're saying it looks familiar. I understand why you're
Yeah.
saying that.
Well, I mean, if you figure it out for yourself, I mean, if I showed you this and you're like, oh, it must be that, then you would definitely know what it is, and you can mention it to the others if you so choose.
Okay. I would like to, because obviously that's a I'll talk to one person, two people about it. I'll include the rest as I go along. But for now, I'll keep it to myself. So yeah.
Okay. All right, but other than that, you don't find much else.
Okay.
Yeah. So no other threats or any creatures that you can find going through the place.
Well-
Just a lot of broken equipment, old and rotting supplies.
I'll take that note and just like shove it in a pocket,
All right.
like very quickly, like almost like desperately, and then I'll tell Jock, okay, let's move on to the next room. And then if it's our turn still, I'll explore there. Otherwise, when it's our turn again, we'll carry on there.
All right. Okay. So anything else anyone would like to do at this point?
Owlbear. That's my owlbear.
At this point, I think we'll say an hour's gone by. So soon you've taken your long rest. I mean, it's taken a while for everyone to kind of search through the castle and whatever. So soon you can mark down a long rest.
Short rest.
Short rest. If you rolled hit die, then you can add them. Okay. So anyone else would like to do at this point? It's around 11 o'clock, nearly hitting 11:30.
I house my owlbear. Can I guide him with my cantrip to get him home?
Well, I mean, he's sitting outside there. He's busy. Whilst this hour's going by, you heard him like kind of giving these screeches, like these calls. And I'll say, Emma, roll a perception check for me, please.
Stand by. Yeah, bottom. Almost there.
No, it's all good.
Wow. That's a nat 1 plus 6 is 7.
Yeah, no, you don't. You see him there. You hear him crying, but not crying, but calling out. But he still just looks like he's just getting his wits about him. He doesn't look too bothered by the rain and the weather. His wounds are still slightly open, but not really bleeding. It looks like the food has done him well. He's kind of just got his head kind of just rested on his front paws, and he's kind of just looking out. It looks like he's keeping a watch, pretty much, looking out towards the path leading up into the castle.
Can I guide him home
How would you like to try to do that?
with my cantrip guidance?
I think guidance only helps when it comes to rolls. Like guidance doesn't actually do what you touch a willing creature
I want
once.
to get him out of bed before Sassoon wakes up properly.
Yeah, so this only lasts for a minute though. So I mean, it's not like it's like something if he wants to, if it was, yeah, no, it doesn't work the way you think it does.
Okay. Well,
But he looks
I'll just,
peaceful enough.
I'll wait with him there. Okay.
Alright. And also for argument's sake, Adar,
Yes.
I want you to roll a perception check for me, just a straight perception.
What am I doing?
We were gonna see whether or not the goblin you guys had the previous day gets away or not.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Wow, yeah.
18.
Yeah, okay. Now I'll say that you managed to keep a good eye on him throughout the day's battle or the morning's battle, and you managed to keep the owl bay off of him, and you've got him tied up in one of the rooms, I'll say.
Okay. We can kind of decide if we want to let him go, because he served his purpose.
Well, me and Jock are not there, so I suppose I'll leave it to you guys.
Okay, we can then we can decide later.
Okay.
Maybe is it Kalta? Who's the dwarf?
Calvin.
Calvin. Calvin.
Kalta's not with us.
Yeah, I know. Maybe he has some. Yeah. Is there another room I can go investigate, or did Bedrick pretty much do the whole castle?
Yeah, I mean he rolled pretty high, so he pretty much. I know you guys picked the place pretty clean. The rest that's left over is almost unusable, or you don't really want to touch it.
Okay.
One room which I'm heading to now.
Yeah. Then I would like to show Galrin the sword, the great sword.
Ah, that's a fine piece of work. That is. Looks elven made.
Ah. Can you maybe assist me in trying to determine if there's anything magical about it?
Well, I suppose you can give it to me, and I don't know. Let's see what happens. Do you give him the sword?
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you just focus on the sword for it?
Can I not just focus on it?
Yeah, you can. If you can try and focus on it, you're gonna have to take a rest, or like an hour,
Okay.
pretty much.
Like an hour, pretty much.
Yeah, like
Okay.
a short rest. Yeah.
Yeah, and can I, while I'm taking that trip, can I do like a deeper Arcana check or something on it? See if there's something magical.
So
About
you want to do an Arcana check?
Yeah, if possible.
I'll say roll an Arcana. Let's see. I mean, there are like, it's like I said, it's not very. It looks simple, but simple in the sense that there aren't like etchings or really ornate carvings. It's very beautifully made, very elegant almost. So I'll have you roll an Arcana. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, 21.
21, nice. You give it a feel, and you stretch out your will to this, your will and your knowledge, and you do get a sense that there might be something to this sword, although it doesn't draw you that much. It feels like there could possibly be some sort of magic tied to this blade.
Okay. Yeah, okay, then I'll take an hour or whatever to focus on it,
All right.
and then from there I'll give it to Galrin. Yeah.
What do you mean? Give it to Galrin from then? To see if he can figure it out. Is what
Yeah,
you're saying.
yeah. So it's not give it. Yes, it.
That's what I was like surprised. Like you're gonna give him, but he's gonna.
It's a very nice sword. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's as you describe it, it's a great sword.
Yeah.
I go find the rest of the group and ask them if there's anything I can help them with searching, or if they found some more stuff to punch.
Say that one more time. Sorry.
I'm going. I walk and try to find the rest of the crew
Alright.
in the console, and then ask them if they found something cool or something for me to punch.
Did you guys find anything for him to punch?
Well, to punch, not so much, but to sell and get some extra gold, yes.
Almost as good, I guess.
But we're not punching this, buddy. I want to sell. I want to make money out of this.
Okay, then I'm going to try and draw the. Well, this is what I tell to Beatrice now. I'm going outside and I'm going to try and draw the elf for the owl bear and see if we can get to agreement.
Wait. What do you want to do? What's your plan?
I'm going to try and draw the drow elf and then get the owl bear to chase her.
You really want to go after that stripper lady now? I mean, some of us have not had our long rest. Just saying, yeah.
Yeah, but she had the upper hand the last time. Now I'm like fully rested, full charged with all my ki. I mean, I can punch elephant now.
Yes, you can. So soon, and I've been there, seen you fight, and I know how strong you can be. But having said that, I think you really need to just let us all just calm down for a little bit, and then we can, carry on from there.
Can Jeffrey's one hand is in a cast. Can we have him try to draw the drow elf with that hand as Sassoon?
Perfect.
Wait, so you're saying you want Jeffrey to draw a picture of the drow
Yeah.
With the cast hand, yeah.
with the cast hand?
Yeah.
All right, let's see what happens.
Okay, he's just gonna go get a pen and paper.
Yeah, I don't want to see this.
We can continue.
All right. All right. So anything else anyone would like to do, or you all gonna take a short rest, or go into a long rest?
I just want to finish exploring that room.
You don't find much else other than what I described to you. So there's that note,
Okay.
the whole filled with things, the ornate. I mean, you guys already explored some of the other rooms briefly whilst you were going through, and you go back there and you don't find much more than what you originally found.
All right, excellent. Then, okay, well, cool. Then from there, I'll head towards Adar and, well, Sassoon is with me, I suppose, already, trying to draw a picture. And while I'm with them, I will just say, listen, guys, I know you know a little bit about my past, but I found this note and I showed them the burnt off piece that I've got. And I'll just say I'm really worried about this part of the symbol that might be connected to somebody that I know.
Okay.
So he shows you that piece as well, and you all do see it.
We all do see it, okay.
Sassoon and Adar.
For now.
Yeah.
Is there, in that one of those front guard towers, some, I don't know, some coal or something we can just make a fire, and while we're inside, see if we can warm up a bit while we are taking our rest?
Yeah, I mean, there's braziers going in all over the castle, and torches and things like that. So getting warm won't be difficult. There is also wood that you find. And there's more than enough furniture to burn besides all the wood that's been collected
are
and
we
stockpiled.
Bedrick, are we taking a long rest now, or are we just taking a short rest?
I would like a long rest because my Misty Step only recharges after a long rest, so I would really appreciate having that power back.
Okay. Okay. No, I
Yeah.
agree.
Before that, then I move away from Aaron soon. I'll just go over to Emma, and I just wanted to ask her, like, do you know anything about what was the name of that blood again, folks? The DM, sorry.
Fey Elder Blood. But I'll also have,
Fey Elder.
since you showed that note to everyone, I'll have you all roll perception checks for me, please.
That includes Emma as well.
Actually, not perception. Just roll and add your wisdom modifier. Roll a d20, add your wisdom modifier.
What the fuck? What do you have to make?
Roll a d20, and then just add your wisdom modifier. Not you though, Emma. Not yet. I'll tell you what you do. Just as soon and Adar.
Okay, so 12 plus 1, 13.
Alright?
A d20 and wisdom modifier.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just want to go grab some water quick.
Okay.
15 plus 19.
Nice.
Nice. Sure.
Right. Yeah, you have a look at that that symbol, or corner of the symbol. Oh, there goes our power. Let me just turn my light on. Luckily, I do have an inverter, so we're still
Nice.
good for a good few hours. Sorry, just gonna do some. So you guys have a look at the symbol. Adar, you don't quite recognize it. It looks, I don't know, like it just looks like some scratchings, like chicken scratchings or whatever. And so soon, however, you immediately recognize the shape and the symbol. It looks very much the same as the letter that you guys found in Glassstaff's office. So you turn to Bedrick and say, I doubt you know who the symbol belongs to. Or who it doesn't belong to who you think it does. So I'm coming. I'm just going to go grab some.
Fair enough, yeah. Well, then I'll turn to Sassoon and be like, sure, that was a close call.
Sorry, I can't see anything in there, and I don't know my phone or anything, so...
I'd rather deal with Glassstaff at this point.
Wasn't Glassstaff the dwarf spider?
Glassstaff was tied to the red bands, as far as I can remember.
Glassdoor was underneath that villa or that estate.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we went to the forest and then we found a dwarf that turned into a spider. So,
That we found in the cave.
yes.
Yeah. I
Yes.
don't think that was Glassstaff per se, no.
But that was not Glassdoor.
No. That was something that nearly killed us yet again, and we ran away.
Wise decision.
I think it's maybe. Does it look similar to a symbol we saw there?
It's on that note that we picked up underneath that castle. I think we dealt with that one-eyed creature there. The
Spiders.
no. I forget the name now. This was like a demonic. Looks like a demonic creature type thing. I can't remember his name now. Carter and Alia were still with us back then. That's where we picked up that note.
Do we have that note? I think.
I think we still do. I'm sure. One of us
Recognize
has it. One of us has it. I'm not sure who.
Discord has it.
Yeah, it's in the
This
chat.
has everything, my friend.
I have the note between Arlen and the other person.
It's two, not five.
That'd be the black spider. I heard his name mentioned a few times.
I'm looking at the Glassstaff note. Will you find that one so soon? Where's the Glassstaff note?
It's in the. It's in
I
the.
have the Glassstaff note between Albrecht and Larno.
Yeah, it's in the session resolve. The session resolve
Yeah.
chat.
Lord Albrecht, can you read it to... So soon reads it or shows it to
The dwarf.
I want to say Kelter the whole time.
Galrin.
You're missing Papa, that's why.
Calrin. Is it Calrin with a K or Galrin with a
With a G. A G. I'll quickly copy his name over.
Gal? There's not a Galrin.
Galrin Fohammer is his name.
Oh, like... Woo! I be sniffing and shit.
Alright. So you show Galrin the letter. Let me also just quickly read it
Oh, hammer.
again. Oh, aye, so it started a while back then, it seems. Yeah, I heard them mention some character, some cat called, or spider, I suppose, called the Black Spider.
Yeah.
Sounds like a mean bastard. I heard all manner of screams and some nasty business happening. I didn't see anything though, but there were some bad things going down in this castle, I can tell you that. I'm gonna have many a nightmare for a while, I think.
Do you
Screams.
recognize that symbol?
Oh no, I've never seen this symbol before. But it looks like a black spider, and I can assume that it's probably the same person. It's the same person who the drow mentioned. They
Oh, so
mentioned-
the drow did mention...
Oh, I've heard them in conversation with each other. Her and King Grohl mentioning the black spider and him needing blood or something. And I don't even want to think about those poor blokes. But I'm sure he got what he wanted.
Okay.
And money was also exchanged between the two. I did see, or heard at least. I know the sound of gold. A coin purse ain't nothing new to me. So there was some sort of deal between these goblin clan and this drow and her master, this black spider.
Is the black spider the master of the drow?
Oh yeah, I had never seen the black spider. The drow was the lackey, the messenger.
Jeez.
Okay.
What more can you say?
But whatever they're doing, they're up to no good. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Anything to do with blood is never good.
No, that is very true. You're a smart dwarf. Yes, sir.
I've been around a good while, you know. Seen many things, many great and many terrible, but nothing I really struggle to compare to what I heard.
Well,
Don't even want to think about it.
I'm sorry.
Can I offer?
That's alright.
Can I offer Gudrun some water?
Oh, please, Beatrice, that'll be great.
There you go.
Thanks. And you can all take mark down a short rest for now. If you want to roll hit points, you don't necessarily have to. It's up to you. You don't know what's going to happen in the night, actually. Let me rather not say don't do it.
Too late. No take backs.
No, yeah. Fair enough.
A short
Let's
range.
see. Oh, there we go. There's Jeffrey's drawing of the drow.
That is what Cecil crudely draws in front of the owl bear and just says,
You hold up this wet parchment. It gives it a sniff. It's like the paper blows out in the wind like this, and then it does actually get up slowly. And so soon, roll a perception check for me, please.
He drew the cost, by the way, guys. I mean, we have to give him credit.
Yeah, that's well done.
It's not his first time drawing a sexy elf.
Yeah, well, let me tell you, that's exactly what I had in mind when I pictured this character.
You know, we're fighting stripper female owls. We're finding male stripper elf statues. What's happening in the elf world?
Elves are hot, yeah.
Then
Or
wonder why
most
this
at least.
can't work.
What perception did you roll so soon? A 10.
10 perception. I almost rolled a natural one.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, no, you don't notice anything, but the owlbear does slowly, and it looks like rather eagerly, start limping its way towards the path. After that brief exchange, it was quite weird. It sniffs the paper, blows, and then all of a sudden its head kind of cocked, and then started turning around and walking away. You think it's probably off to search for the dark elf.
Ha! I knew I could do it.
All right.
All
All right. So the rest of the day kind of passes. If there's nothing else you'd like to do, we can head into evening and rest. Unless there's anything you guys want to discuss between each other, talk about or whatever.
Okay. We had a short rest. I suppose if we can just carry on and get a long rest, and I have my messy step back. While we're all together, I'd just like to tell everybody, listen, I found some loot, which I think is very valuable. I'll sell it and split the gold with everybody.
Okay. Yeah, I've also picked up a lot of gold now, and in Grove's pouch. So we've got quite a bit of cash.
Cash, baby.
Whoop whoop.
Dollar bills.
With this long rest, do you need help bringing Roger back?
Is there some sort of workish shop corner,
Workbench.
a workbench I can use to reforge?
Because you can pretty much do it with broken swords and copper armbands.
Yeah, I'll say that you find the fire in the kitchen is probably will be the best place. This fireplace, they're quite big-ish. There's still coals. If you get the fire going hot enough, you could probably forge or start or shape with your artificer skills and put together a Roger Mark II.
Roger Mark II. Aren't we on 3 yet? Mark II.
Oh yeah, Mark III. That's true. Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
Then I will do that while we are taking our long rest.
Okay, perfect. So I think what we should do with Roger is I like the idea of materials. We'll say you need a specific like gold's worth of material. So it's not going to be much. I'll say 10 gold's worth of iron and copper. So in total, 10 gold.
Okay.
And with everything that was found here, you definitely have enough material to put him together. And you have your tools. You have a hot fire. You have all the rudimentary things you need to put together to put Roger together.
Okay.
All right. So the castle is filled with the sound of hammering and clinking, and and the probably the laughter of crazed delight. This crazy laughter back at the forge where he's the happiest, putting together his device, or I don't know what you would call it, his companion.
My steel defender.
You're still
Somewhere like 3 o'clock in the night we hear, "It lives!"
yeah.
It lives. Shortly followed by Roger.
Lightning and thunder.
Yeah.
Oh, now we lost an owlbear. How cool would have it been Roger riding an owlbear?
Well, we didn't lose the owl bear. He's going to hunt the elf for us.
Sassoon, draw a picture of the owl bear, let Roger find it.
Yeah.
Are we gonna stay in guard while we're taking our
I
rest?
think we must.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'll start since I am ready for battle.
All right. So as
Very cool.
evening approaches, and you guys feel you've had your short rests in between the days, so you guys are feeling slightly better, but still rather rough. As evening starts to approach, you start to bed down for the night. The rain seems to slowly but surely clear up. It's not raining so heavily. There's a light trickle. It feels like it's warming up slightly. There's a definite change again. There's no. You can tell that it's in a few minutes or hours. There will be no more rain.
Would
I'll
you?
go sleep on my owl bear.
The Alba is left.
Okay. So he's out of Sassoon's reach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you wanted to sleep on the owl bear, we can go and get its pelt.
No, I just want to make
Don't
sure.
you dare! I out of your mind, buddy. A bit of day, man. That's all of us.
Oh,
Yeah.
we must decide our little goblin friend. Are we keeping tied up as a prisoner still now? Or are we trying to trust him enough?
Yep.
I don't know about trusting, but
Yes.
if you stay tied up, then I'm happy.
Well, I think Ador treated him quite nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Is tied, but
well, apart from being tied, but no.
I'd also
I
just,
prevent him from going to his friends because I think they're just regrouping, honestly. And the sissy with the off arm or what amputee will just come back with a vengeance.
Yeah, in any case, okay, so I don't release him completely, but I, loosen it up, around his ankle, around him, so he's not tied up, but is
yeah.
just
Okay.
bound somewhat.
Oh, that's perfect. I'd also just like all of you just to remove a ration from your inventories. Actually, make it 2 rations. No, 1 ration,
Okay.
because 1 ration per day. So yeah, so 1 ration.
Yeah. Well,
Well, I've been on 0 rations when I fed the owlbear the second
yeah,
race.
I gave rations to Godwin, so I'm pretty much good as well.
All right.
I've got 6 rations, so I can give them each 1.
All right.
Um,
Daenerys also has she's got 4 left.
I think Daenerys would give everyone 1.
Yeah, she didn't do much clerical stuff during that battle, did she?
She's very inspired by our courage that she wants to be our patron for our journey forward. So she takes out all her gold.
Okay.
Jeez. God's most generous.
Oh, Daenerys, you shouldn't.
Oh no! Stop. But continue.
That's way too much, Daenerys. Thank you.
It's only food. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Now trying to draw owlbear with the wrong hand. I realized that I'm not really sure how owlbear looks because I tried drawing the face of an owl and then the body of a bear, and it just looks weird.
It looks
Sounds-
like a sloth.
That sounds
Yes, it
about right.
Look it up.
I'll post it. Roger just looks at it, well, assuming we get there, but Roger just looks at it confused. We just chalk it up to being born.
Um,
Okay, let's say I give one ration to Bedrick and Daenerys give one ration to Emma.
Alright, so minus one
You
ration.
had,
And then is Gowron, did he get a ration today or not?
Yeah, he did. Beatrice did give him
for
some
me,
food,
for me,
Okay. With me, and then I'll give the elf one as well. Not the elf, the goblin as well.
Alright, so that's minus another. I just wanted to check.
Oh, Galdrin could probably do with another comes fucking ration.
No, well, he doesn't need. He's had one, so I mean, if you really wanted to, you could give him another. I mean, he looks for a dwarf. He looks haggard and like he hasn't obviously eaten in a good long while.
Is he away from the brink of death now? That's what we're trying to figure out.
No, he looks like he's regaining his strength. He's looking like he's been hydrated and he's sitting upright and able to walk around. So.
Okay, so I've got 2 rations left. Then from 6 to 2. That's fun. We've got gold. And we've got a merchant in our midst, so maybe we can get some special deals going once we land safely in Phandalin.
All right.
Who's taking first watch?
I'll take first watch.
Okay.
Awesome. I'll take second. I don't mind. I mean,
I'll take second with Bedrick.
okay, Emma and I will take second.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, that's amazing.
What's happening?
The drawing that Jeffrey did in the chat.
Oh, I can't see it. Did he load it up?
Yeah, you load up the drawing. Oh yes, I'm loving this. I'm loving the campaign art. This is a good start. I'm loving it.
There it is.
It looks as when I was drawing like 10 years ago. It's sort of I can't do anything that I want to. And I've no way of like really knowing which way the line is gonna go.
It looks pretty good though in terms of Albert. I'll quickly load up an image into OBS. But yeah, anyway, okay, who's taking third watch? I suppose it'll be Daenerys and Jacques, we'll say. Alright. Okay, so if there isn't anything else any of you would like to discuss, we can head over into long rests or into watches. Okay. Anything anyone wants to say? Going once, going twice. All right, let's roll some perceptions. Sassoon.
Perceived all of it, huh?
No, just
Are you still drawing or are you rolling?
21.
Sure, nice, well done. All right, so you stand there. You stand watch. Are you standing watch at the arrow slit, or are you gonna stand like out in the doorway?
I think I'll try and go to the nearby woods and then look back at the castle, especially the door.
Alright, so well, there aren't necessarily woods in the front of the castle, but there is a clear point where if you stand on top of the path going down, you clearly see the encampment below. Well, not clearly. It is pretty dark at this point. It's overcast. The rain has slowed, so you're not necessarily exposed. It's still a little bit chilly, but you've warmed up enough for it not to have a super major effect on you.
then I'll rather stand at an arrow slit. If I know there's no good place to stand in the surrounding area.
All right, perfect. So, I mean, it would be good to stand at the doorway, looking out, because it does look out towards the path, and the only real way up onto this mesa, other than actually climbing the sheer cliff faces up onto the top.
Does anybody have an alarm spell?
Oh, we can set traps.
Or let me say, anybody that's got any spells left?
No.
I have all my spells.
Yeah, no, I miss one. Well, can we do it the old-fashioned way and do what the goblins did? Use the tripwire and set some alarm?
Yeah, we could.
Alright, so what are you guys doing?
Well, still so soon, right?
Well,
Yeah.
if you want to set up your... But that's fine. So you stand out there, and with that high roll, you don't see anything necessarily, other than the quiet mesa at the top. There's no movement of any creatures that you notice up at the top here. You do, however, hear the screeches coming from the distance. Like two very distinct calls, and they kind of go in sync with each other. There's almost like a song, like a...
Oh, my baby.
It sounds like it doesn't sound like your owlbear's found its drow quarry, but it sounds like it definitely did find its mate. Yeah.
It's okay. It's ganging up, but it's on its mission.
Okay. But yeah, if there isn't anything else you'd like to do, your watch pretty much passes without too much.
So about like 15-20 minutes before I have to go wake up Adar, I want to is there a wall that already looks dilapidated?
Is there a what? Sorry.
Is there a wall that already looks dilapidated?
Yeah, towards the back end, there is a wall that looks like it's pretty much crumbling. It's still high, but it looks like it's just one. Like it doesn't look very thick. The thickness is definitely gone. It's the wall where you guys had scaled to get in, and where Emma managed to find a gap.
So for some reason I'm feeling extra vigorous, and I would like to put a key point in and then attack the wall. Oh wait, first I harden the scarf around my hands, and then put a key point in and attack the wall 4 times in 1 round.
Alright, roll, I'll say roll to hit all 4, like just keep roll 4 d20s to hit. That's fucking mental, man.
Why would you though?
You have to know what you can do.
Well, now you're creating an opening.
15, 15, 17, 8.
Alright, the first 3 definitely hit. The 8th one, you just kind of... But let's roll some damage. Roll damage for those first 3.
So it's 6, 4, and 9, but because I have the scarves, it's 7, 5, and 10.
Alright. 7, 5, and 10. So that's 21 points of total, total of 21. Alright, so you can describe how you punch this wall and cause a huge fucking collapse as you do so. The force of it blasting the rocks outwards. What do you do?
So I wrap the scarf around my hands, and then focusing my key, I feel that I can attack faster, and then starting by pummeling my knee as hard as I can into the rock, and then one fist, and then an elbow, and then I sort of slip up and just graze the wall with my last foot. Yeah, just attacking as fast as I can.
And with each punch, the wall slowly but surely gives way. The last one, that little nick with that last kick, although it didn't really do any damage, was enough to push the whole wall down, and it goes crumbling. Just a pile of rubble on the other side there. Luckily, nothing falling back towards you. Nice, well done. You fucked up a wall.
No, it's the little victories that count.
Okay, then I go and wake up Emma and Beatrice,
All right.
and tell them I accidentally put a hole in the wall where we started, and the owlbears are ganging up to find the elf.
Yes, I heard the hole you made, by the way. Well done, Sassoon. Good job.
I know I'm so powerful now.
You must feel like a fucking champion.
Luckily, all of us got mending as a spell.
Yeah, I don't know if mending is going to be strong enough to mend that wall.
No, she meant the friendship between the party and Sassoon.
We're just willy-nilly going to see what you can do now in battle.
Alright, cool. Thanks, Sassoon. I suppose Emma and I will head out then to the watch.
All right, roll some perceptions. You can either roll together, or whoever has the highest perception can also roll. Or if you're feeling lucky and you've got a low perception, you can also roll.
Must I help you or what, mister?
What's your
Perception.
Well, +6 means
Yep, go for it.
no, it means nothing.
That's +2, so better than mine. Go for it.
I've used all my good rolls.
If I help her, can she roll with it?
26.
There we go, we're good.
Yeah, 26, nice.
And that 20 +6.
Sure.
Right?
So sitting there at the entryway, like you could sit by the arrow slits. They don't make for great like keeping watch, just because they are quite narrow. It's more for shooting arrows, although you could, but you don't get a wide panoramic view of what's going on around you. So you go and sit in front of these, in front of the doorway, and a few minutes pass by into your watch. You don't hear too much. Actually, I'd like you to roll with that high roll. Roll a D100 for me.
D100.
Yeah.
Okay. With double advantage, right?
No, it's just a yeah.
Not just advantage, double advantage.
Oh my word, 1.
A 1. So you sit there. You hear off in a nearby shrub, which is quite strange, since there aren't many trees. You hear this screech, this and in your mind, the first thing you think it's the owl bear, and you look in the direction. It's pretty dark, and then again you hear this and this rustling sound coming from a bush nearby.
Okay.
You can't quite make out. It's too dark to really see what's happening, but it seems like there's like some sort of shaking going on. The bush is probably a good 50 feet away. Just like short, like we're still within your dark vision sight, so you can see this bush, but it's just moving about. It looks like there's some sort of something happening, and then you hear this screeching happening.
Just too dark to see.
It's not too dark to see. It's just that there's a lot of bush. It's difficult to make out. It's difficult to make out what's going on, like within, behind, or whatever. Yeah, you'll have to get closer if you really want to find out what's happening.
Okay. Is Beatrix sitting
Yeah, most
Yeah,
with
you
me?
guys are all together. Yeah.
Okay, then Did he hear anything?
You pointed out, and he does hear it, and he does hear the screeching. I mean, you guys, that was an advantage roll, so it was together. So you do both definitely hear and see this.
Yeah, you want to investigate?
I suppose.
Alright,
Better to know than not to know.
we will very quietly move towards the bush.
All right, each of you roll a stealth check for me, please.
Stealth check. Yippee!
Because that's my strong point.
That's my strong.
Oh, show off.
And I get to roll with advantage. Oh.
Yeah.
So 23.
Emma will scream and give him disadvantage.
Nice.
23 is my.
All right, and Emma, did you roll?
Yeah, I did.
What did you roll?
6.
Oh wow.
6. Okay.
Oh,
So Beatrix, you've literally become part of the shadow. Your footfall is not making a sound. The ground is very wet, and right behind you, you just hear this squelching as Emma comes plodding along behind you towards the bush, and you just turn towards you like, what the? Like,
and I just put my hand to my face, and I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake.
So you walk up and you get to the bush, and as you approach, nope. It's still busy, almost like the shaking is quieted down a little bit, but there's still some movement. Like every now and then there's this shake, like a bit of a violent movement almost happening within this bush. So you guys approach. Actually, you rolled. Sorry, you rolled a 6 with your stealth, hey?
Yeah.
Emma, yeah, okay, no. So as you guys get nearer, Beatrix, you managed to get close, but not close enough before Emma, startling whatever was in there. This thing comes bursting out with a screech, like, and it was a terrible noise. It doesn't go exactly like that, but it's a big owl that comes bursting out of this this bush. You guys shit yourselves.
Yep.
And as you go closer to look into the bush, you see that there was some sort of a ferret or something that it had caught and was busy tearing into, that it had now left behind, startled by your approach.
Emma uses a bonus action to change her pants.
Alright,
Pretty much.
nice.
First Beatrix running around without them, and now you changing them in the middle of battle.
That happened one time. Let it go.
Oh, yeah, you guys are without armor because of obvious reasons, as you see.
No, I'm light. I've got light armor, so I
unless
can
you have
wear
light
it.
armor, yeah.
That shit's
That's
never
fine.
coming off my body ever again. Just saying.
Grown attached.
I will bath with it forever I have to.
Alright, but you guys head back to your posts and you sit there. Anything you'd like to discuss as you sit and keep watch? Your heart rate still racing a little bit, but nothing dangerous at this point.
Well, I actually had something prepared, and load shedding buggered it up for me. But unknown to the team, I collected some charred wood, like charcoal wood, you know.
Charwood, yeah.
Yeah. And Emma's got the parchment that she bought. And to calm herself, she basically starts humming a song, which I also had prepared. And takes the parchment and starts to. All that Bedrick will see is she's drawing some things and writing some things. I'll share it later. But she writes it in common for in case something happens to her, then other people can understand what she wrote there.
All right. So you say you have something prepared, but you'll
I
share it
did,
once
and
you
I
once you
even
have.
did it on
Shame, man. No, that's okay. We'll wait until you have power, then you can share it with everyone.
Yeah,
Or
it was
do what you had in mind. Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically what she did was to. So I'm going to say what she did. She sits down with her back to the wall, and she starts. Her hand makes the movement of drawings, and Bedrick will notice that she looks at him ever so often, and then draws. Her hand moves a bit more, and then she writes a bit, and then at some point she'll not look at him anymore, and she'll draw a bit more. Her hand will move a bit more, and she'll go on until she reaches the second parchment. So I can't. I suppose I shouldn't say now what's in the parchment.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
wait until the right moment. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's
Okay, awesome.
basically what she's doing, and while
All right. So
I'm
only Bedrick really
I'll-
sees this happening. Yeah.
yeah.
But as I see it, I can tell pretty much she needs a time alone or space, and then I just see it and I turn around to keep an eye out in the land until that time is up.
Perfect. All right, and your watch passes. Emma busy scrolling down some things, and you, Bedrick, keeping watch. Nothing too untoward happens other than the small fright that you guys got. That will end your watch as you go to wake up Daenerys and Jacques. They're gonna roll to see perceptions. Daenerys perception. Okay. Alright, as they sit and watch, they don't notice anything really untoward either. Just the basic animal noises going around them or happening. It's been a long day, so they're feeling rather tired. But yeah, they're doing. Yeah, I mean, they're just busy sitting and chatting, talking about who knows what. But anyway, their watch goes on by okay, and now they go to wake up Adar. Adar, you're on the final watch. As you go and take up position outside the door.
Do I have is Roger awake yet?
Who?
Roger.
I'll say at this point you've been working nearly. You've almost achieved it. You're still busy. He is forged. You're just busy sitting there at your watch now, applying the magical aspects to your creation.
Okay.
The magical incantations and symbols that you need to draw and put together to create your construct.
Okay, I'll allow it.
But I'll also say that whilst you're sitting there and in the dark, you notice that blade that you were holding and trying to put your mind to on your will. As you're just sitting there concentrating on these symbols, these magical symbols, and it's almost as if you're focusing and you're touching this other strange, and you're also not quite sure where it comes from, this power. The sword begins to glow, and it starts off slow, but then all of a sudden brightens as hang on, jeez Louise, as an area. Yeah, here we go.
Lord of the Rings match.
Yeah, so the light, it sheds bright light in a 10-foot radius, and then a dim light for additional 10 feet. You get a fright, and then all of a sudden you kind of switch your mind off as this happens, and then the light switches off, and you concentrate on the blade again, and as you do so, it starts to shine. And again with a 10-foot radius of bright light, and you try and push past that point, but it doesn't seem to get any brighter than a 10-foot bright radius, and then an additional 10 feet of dim light, for a total of 20 feet of light.
Okay. Nice.
And with your dark vision, it will be 20 feet of normal bright light, and then past that, just your normal dark vision up to 60 feet again.
I guess that's radius.
Yeah.
So okay, well that's amazing.
So I'll quickly send you the parts.
No. Okay, that's good.
But whilst I'm doing that, roll a perception check for me.
Perception. 19 plus 1.
20, nice. Okay, so you're sitting there, and as you're doing your work, this is almost, as you know, the witching hour that you've kind of taken watch on. And as you sit there, I'd like you to roll a D100 for me, please.
Ooh, okay. $57.
57. Yeah. So
no.
as you, So as you're sitting out there, Adar, you busy working on your construct. You notice something. You're only making very slight noises. It's not a very noisy process. It's just slight mutterings and mumblings. But over this noise, you notice these glowing orbs that seem to almost rise out from like around the mesa, from the forest, as they rise up. Not very big, very small, almost the size of the rock you threw that you had lit up, and that's what you initially think. It's like someone lit and thrown a rock towards me, but these lights begin to kind of rise up towards the mesa. There's three, maybe four of them. What do you do? They're beginning to kind of rise, and they're above the mesa now. And they slowly, but they're just drifting like gently in the sky, almost like it doesn't. They're zigzagging a bit. It's still very early. Is there anything you do at this point?
Well, is there?
Sorry, actually, before I say that, I'd like you to roll a D10 for me as well.
Is there a better vantage point? I can go stand as well.
I mean, you're high up on this the stairs climb up onto this entryway that's kind of out. It's not covered, so you get a good view of things around you.
Was it coming from the direction of that? Let's say the forward base or the that other goblin.
No, not necessarily. It's a little random. They're popping out at random corners just above the mesa. It looks like they probably came from the bottom of the forest below.
Okay, I rolled an 8.
Okay, perfect. So you see 8 of these these wisp-like looking things. They're very minor, like just floating around up at the top there. What do you do at this point? They're like just slowly zigzagging, not necessarily in a discernible direction, but they look like they're coming almost towards the castle or towards your position.
Yeah, I go and wake up. So as soon as I know uh, he he will have most of his points back, maybe not all his health, and then I'll wake Galrin up as well, as I think he has more experience and knowledge about stuff like this.
Okay.
Can I do like I don't know, a check to determine if I've ever seen something like this before,
Yeah.
or
Roll. I'll tell you now. Hang on. Roll an Arcana or Religion check. As you wake Galrin, he's like, a fight. I've been itching.
okay, I'm gonna do Arcana check.
Although he's not sure, he just knows that as soon as someone wakes him, there's this trouble. So he's eager.
I rolled 22, but I still want to show it to him more.
Alright, so you go out. So with that 22, which is decently high, you recognize these as. I need to go back to the freaking. Hang on. Yeah, alright. You recognize these as being wisps. Like a wisp of. You know that it's like almost like a piece of spirit. It's not a full complete spirit. Sorry, I just want to quickly check what's happening with my dogs. They're just barking like crazy.
It's a wisp.
Hey.
A witch.
Sorry, I can't see anything. I need to grab my phone.
Okay. Sirene van
Terwijl ik mijn groos maak.
Sorry, guys. Lene just got home. All right. So as you you know these to be like bits of spirit. They're just floating about. Looks like they aren't innately dangerous just by themselves.
Okay.
But it's very difficult to tell with these spirits. Some are a bit malevolent, like tortured almost, and others, some can be, in certain cases and instances that you've heard of, be helpful. At this point, you're not quite sure what they are. But they're just these lightly glowing wisps that are kind of almost slowly but surely just zigzagging, nice and gently, as the rest of everyone starts making their way out. Who's coming out at this point?
I only woke up Gowron and Sassoon.
Okay.
I immediately say, come wake me up if the lights start attacking. Until then, I can't punch light.
Oh, you can punch a fucking wall. Go to bed.
You don't know.
You don't know.
Have you ever tried punching light?
No, I have not.
Do you want it? I'll wake you up when we need to punch the light.
All right, so you don't. Everyone comes out. You don't do anything at this point. They are approaching now. They're about. They about, let's say, like 10 to 20 feet from, and moving rather slow towards the. Well, they're about 20 feet from the corpses that are still lying down on the ground.
What does Gowron?
Oh,
No.
I've never seen anything like this before. I have heard this forest is old and filled with all manner of ancient ghosts and creatures, but now I've never heard of such spectacles.
Does Gowron have a sword?
Oh, I've found this axe.
Is it a decent?
Oh,
Alright.
I could definitely use this.
Okay. I don't think we should make the first move, but you should always be ready.
Well, I'll be ready. You need me to stay up with you, young man.
I think it would be best if there's two, yes.
Oh, okay.
One to fight and one to warn the others.
Oh, I'm always up for a battle. So you warn him and I'll take him out.
No, I'll take them out and you warn them.
I guess you're right. I'm not as much as I've rested these past few hours. I'm still not up to scratch, I suppose. But all right, I agree. And actually, as he says that, you see these wisps, like as they float over the bodies of these downed goblins. They just get like as if the mouths of the goblins suck them in. This like draft just pulls them, and they get elongated as they get sucked into the bodies of these goblins. And what happens is rather strange. You see this movement as if there's life in these goblins. And you pull to your sword, and Galrin moves to run, but he can't stop but look because the movements are strange and jerky, and all of a sudden it looks like maggots that are crawling under the skin, but you don't see any life or creatures, but the flesh starts to melt away and decompose. There's this brief smell of decaying flesh before it vanishes, and what's left are these skeletons, still jerking and moving now, beginning to stand and turn towards you, dropping down, picking up anything at hand, a rock, a broken weapon, a stick, and they turn towards you and Galrin.
Okay.
I'd like us to roll initiative, please.
Okay. And then I as I roll start initiative, I just tell Gowron, go fetch them. And I take out my my tools of fighting.
All right. So what initiative did you roll?
I rolled 18.
Nice, well done. Okay. Hey, I got rats fucking chewing my pants. 18 for you, Adar. Galrin unfortunately rolled a 7. And
Picking us up, so we're gonna have to roll as well.
well, we'll see what happens now. You guys are still asleep at this point.
Alright.
I just want to go to the right pages here. Sorry, just give me 2 secs. Never mind. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Excuse me, little one. Get off my desk. Okay, that's a 2. Okay, so that's 13. Alright, Adar, you're up. What do you do at this point? These skeletons turn towards you. Their eyes now, this blue color. They're quite short, obviously, because they are goblin. And they move towards you. Their cloaks kind of ragged, like hanging off of their skeleton bones. The bones at this point look like they're still decaying, but they're still pink, as if they're very fresh. And they start like lumbering towards you. You hear the pulling tight of the sinews that are still visible as they move towards you. What do you do?
Yeah, an advance apology to the party, but I'm gonna go ahead and assume they are not friendly. So I'm gonna start with an attack, using my axe to moving a bit forward. So one of them is in let's say throwing. Sorry, side note. The great sword is a two-handed weapon. Am I right?
It is two-handed, but this sword is, like I said, light enough that you could probably use it with one hand. But then you get one-handed damage, if that makes sense. So it's technically a versatile sword, but you get great sword damage when you use two hands.
Then I use two hands.
Okay. So you rush up to the first one, probably only 20 feet from 5, 10, about 30 feet. There will be there are only 5 of them, since there were only 5 corpses at the top. You do see 3 other wisps busy making their way still forwards towards you, but you ignore them and you rush towards the first skeleton, and you smash it. Roll to hit, please.
Yeah. Okay. I wanted to throw the axe first and then the second one smash.
Alright, you remember, if you're going to do double, you don't have dual wielding. So if you're going to use the greatsword, you only get 1 strike. If you're going to use your axe and your mace, then you can double strike.
Oh, so the greatsword does not have the dual wield.
No.
Yes.
No.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Fuck it. Yeah, no. Let's take this puppy for a spin.
All right. Roll to hit.
So I just
yeah.
Did you send me the details for that sword?
Oh no. It's not. It's just like a normal greatsword. So you can just add greatsword, and then in the description, you can add a beacon. So beacon pretty much means at will you can cast a 10-foot radius bright light, 10-foot radius dim light.
Okay.
So just say greatsword, beacon, and then also put there versatile, meaning 1 hand or 2 hand.
Okay, so my inventory to add it is struggling to load.
Okay, well we'll just need to remember that, but it won't be difficult to remember. But you need to load the greatsword. So
yeah, but the whole D&D Beyond is struggling now.
Hey.
I'm just gonna turn off your video for
Yeah, that's
sec-
fine. That's fine.
for a second. Okay,
My internet's works is not the internet.
So the local inn I'm visiting is having some internet problems, connectivity problems.
I hope they give you back some of your gold.
No, I didn't pay anything, but I'll
Well,
still try.
Soft cash.
Money for inconvenience.
Ta-ta. Yeah, no, it's struggling.
Okay, well, a great
Yeah.
sword is. I mean, are you proficient with martial weapons? Firstly.
Well, if my D&D could load.
Well, I
But
think
I
I've
can't
got it. Hang on, let me see. Okay, proficiencies, weapons.
Yeah, martial weapons and simple
Yeah.
weapons.
Yeah, so you have proficiency, so you can roll to hit, add your because you're using strength to wield this, you're going to add your strength modifier, and then add your proficiency bonus to it, which I think.
Yeah. Proficiency, proficiency bonus is +1, and my strength is plus. My proficiency is +3,
Yeah, yeah.
and my strength is +1, so it would be plus.
+4 to
Four.
hit. Yeah.
Okay, just flat rate D20 then. 16 plus 4 is 20.
Yeah, that will definitely hit. You can roll 2d6 damage for great sword.
2D, is there any plus at the end there?
2d6. I think it's only +1 because it's plus your strength modifier.
Okay, so +1. 2d6 plus 1. 8 plus 1, 9.
Nice. You do. Okay. So the nearer you rush up to the nearest zombie skeleton, and you give it a huge whack with this great sword, and it cuts the bones like butter as it goes right through its arm. Its arm lops off, and part of its leg, it gets it gets halfway through a leg before you pull back. It's still standing. It doesn't look like it's in pain or anything, but you did quite a bit of damage to it. The spark of a wisp in its eyes, kind of glowing bright before dimming back to a normal kind of slight glow color. These like wispy waves of smoke, almost this blue wispy smoke, slightly glowing, like emanating from its eye sockets.
Okay, so it's emanating from. Okay. Aim for the eyes. Next time.
All right. Anything else you'd like to do?
No. Well, I've got movement, but I'm gonna give attack of opportunity, right?
Yeah, it'll have attack of opportunity.
No, then it's fine. Then I just stay. I did take a short rest. I don't know if you saw.
Yeah,
On-
that's okay.
Yeah.
If you take
So
a
I
short
did,
rest.
and I did roll to get 8 points,
Okay, perfect. No, that's fine.
but I don't
Uh,
have any spell slots open. So I
Yeah.
just
Your slots only come back after a long rest.
yes. So I go forward, attack, and then just stand still and yell. Okay, no, yeah. I think Gowron would know to go and get the other, so that finished my turn.
Okay, perfect. It's the skeletons' go. They're gonna all surround you. There are 5 of them with 3 wisps heading past and towards the door. They are all gonna roll to hit. So I'm just gonna roll once, and then depending on what the roll is, will depend on how many hits. So that is, I'll tell you now how much. That's 17 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
Alright, so that will be 3 of them that hit you. Actually, let me just roll for each of them. It's not that many. Okay, that's 18 plus things that hits. That 4, that's misses. That's 14 plus things. Plus 4, that's 18. So 3 of them hit.
Okay.
Alright, so you take. Okay, hang on. So you take. That's 3, 5, and so you take 13 points of slashing damage as it comes and well, I mean those are between 5 of them. So you take 13 points between 5 of them as they all come and maul you and beat at you and almost surround you pretty much.
But 3 of them, but yeah, 5 of them, but 3 hit.
3 hits, yeah. You manage to block off one attack with the sword. The other knocks off your armor, but the other 3 manage to land some blows on you.
Okay.
All right, Alex. When you're we'll end it now. I suppose because I mean, if your phone's gonna die.
Yeah, sorry, my phone's really about to die. It's got 2% left.
Yeah, all good. Okay, so that will end their go for now. They're just gonna come and surround you. They don't make a sound. You just hear these. The only sound you hear at all is like the tightening of the sinews as they move. There's like a what do you call it? Like a rubber, like you know when you put your hand on rubber, it makes a weird squeaking sound. Like you hear this weird squeak. Yeah, as they move. Yeah.
Just
all right.
annoying, yeah.
Yeah, and then okay, that ends their go. The other wisps are going to use their 30-ish feet to move towards the door. They get to I think just before the door, about 10 feet before the door. Galrin, it's Galrin's turn. He sees this happening. He's just going to rush all the way in and just rouse everybody. Get up! There's battle to be had. Let's go, men. Let's go, ladies as well. And you are all. Yeah, you all get woken up. I'd like to roll a group initiative, please.
Okay.
Just go tonight.
Initiative.
Hi, elves. You guys can take full rests at this point because 4 hours have passed.
I like the nice tonight, eh? Fuck, you know. It's running 9 the whole time.
Alright, so who got above 20? No one? Who got between 15 and 20? No one. Okay, who got between 10 and 15?
I got 11.
So soon 11. Then Jacques and Emma, what did you guys get?
I got 9.
Alright, Emma, you got 9.
Who's gonna roll for Jock?
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know if you guys have access, but I'll just roll for him.
I got a 9 too.
Okay, so Piedric and Emma, you guys can coordinate if you want, or you can each go individually depending on who you'd like to go first.
I'm going to do this one bit.
Jacques got 14. Okay. So now we head to the top of the round again. I think that's everyone. Daenerys as well. 7. All right. Okay. So. Top of the. Oh shit. Okay. All right, guys. We'll kill it there. When we come back, we'll finish off this encounter. But yeah.
Okay.
Thanks everybody.
Yeah. Fun.
I had 1 or 2 things I wanted to mention, but I can't quite remember it right now. But if it's important, I'll chuck it in the chat. But yeah, thanks guys.
Yeah. Thank you. Good luck. Enjoy.
Yeah, cheers guys. Have a good night, eh?
Yeah. Enjoy the week.
Same. Good luck with everything. Hope your finger gets better as well. All right, cheers, everyone. Bye.